We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Stay tuned. Next up, Casey goes inside the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Coach's Corner with Blue Jay head coach Kelly Beebe when the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show returns.
For Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years.
I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would welcome the opportunity to give you a professional evaluation of your insurance needs, or simply stop by and let's talk about the Jays.
Welcome back to the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show in the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Coach's Corner. Oklahoma Farm Bureau is your central location for all of your insurance needs. Contact Merritt Roberts, 282-2266. That's at Oklahoma Farm Bureau. Oklahoma Farm Bureau, living beside you, working for you. We now bring in the week's homecoming big victory with West Class, and it was a beautiful evening, almost a perfect evening for everybody that came back, got to see a great win. And obviously tonight's huge game on the road in Lawton, a Lawton Ike team that is extremely, extremely athletic. Coach, but let's start with last week homecoming. Awesome crowd, got to honor 02-07. Bunch of people came back. It was a celebrated week. It was just about a perfect night, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we went out and really against an athletic Northwest Classen team. They were a little overmatched, and, you know, we made them look that way. Our kids executed extremely well. Offensive, defensive line play, special teams play. All three phases of the game were carried out in an outstanding manner, and we came through healthy. So great to have a huge crowd at home and to see all those, 07, 02 state champion guys come back, and a lot of smiles, and just a really, really fun evening.
Many people would say as we move from homecoming last week to this week in Lawton, Coach, many people would say this is the biggest game of the year. Now, I know that sounds weird saying that you've already played Carl Albert and McGinnis. How could you say the Lawton Ikes? Well, it's because it's your next game.
Wins over Piedmont and Woodward. They're an improved ball club over a year ago. Skill-wise, offensively and defensively, they are outstanding athletically. That starts with their quarterback, R.J. Fisher, coach's son. Big athletic quarterback, strong arm, able to create and move around. Great tailback in the Grahame kid, number 27. They're going to load the box up, make you beat them at the passing game, and bring pressure to your quarterback. So it's a tough one for us on the road, but it's supposed to be tough this time of year as you're competing for playoff spot. And, being on the road out there, in the heat and the wind, we feel like it's going to be an advantage for us as the game goes through the second quarter and fourth quarter. Our mentality and conditioning needs to take over at that time.
Well, Pods fans, we'll finish our conversation with the head coach, Kelly Beebe, and talk more about the Lawton Ike Eagles later on in the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show. But next up, Chris is going to rejoin us, and when he does, he's going to bring us tonight's opponent preview, and he's going to talk about Lawton Ike. That's when the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show from the Blue Jay Radio Network continues in a moment.
If it has to do with cars, trucks, RVs, motorcycles, or boats, the Guthrie Tag Agency can do it all. Hello, friends. This is Chris Evans, the voice of the Guthrie Blue Jays, letting you know the Guthrie Tag Agency has a new, friendly staff that is trained and experienced and will help provide you with fast and accurate service. I know help me with all my and car needs, so I can follow the Blue Jays all over the state. Give them a call at 282-3873, open 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and located at 2105 South Division.
The Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show continues next with the Golden Age Nursing Home opponent preview.
Sports, a powerful force in our society. Through sports, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes impacts the young people of our nation. Our ministry offers them faith, integrity, and values in the face of an often confusing world. What we all have in common is our love for Jesus Christ and our desire to share our faith with others. Because as long as there are sports, there will be a Fellowship of Christian Athletes. To learn more, call 1-800-289-0909 or visit FCA.com.
Interbank 93.7 FM. For a full range of healthcare services and a commitment to quality, call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144. The Lawton Eisenhower Eagles have won 3 consecutive games and will be riding a lot of momentum here tonight inside Cameron Stadium. The Eagles have taken advantage of their schedule that they were given to begin district play with wins over Guyman, Piedmont, and Woodward. Lawton Ike starts the season with an 0-3 record with tough losses to crosstown rivals Lawton MacArthur, Lawton, and Dell City. The schedule, once again, picks up with Guthrie tonight, Carl Everett, and McGinnis in the coming weeks. Ike is searching for their first winning season since 2010. Dating back to 2012, Ike has compiled a 16-40 record. If the Eagles are going to reach 5+ wins, they will need senior quarterback R.J. Fisher to continue to lead them. A year ago, Fisher ran for 1,000 yards and threw for nearly 1,400 yards. The multi-threat Fisher is having another great season. Kenneth Grahame compliments Fisher in the running game. The senior running back ran 2016 while scoring 8 touchdowns. Up next, Casey and Coach Beebe return. This is the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show.
She's your mom, and you want to do your best. And at Golden Age Nursing Home and Ash Street Senior Living, we know just how difficult it is to make choices when it comes to your loved one's needs, and we can help. You'll find caring, supportive staff members and a full range of healthcare services. You'll also find a commitment to quality throughout all of our nursing home and healthcare agencies. Call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144 or Ash Street Senior Living at 1000. You want to do your best, and so do we.
Fans, it's almost time for kickoff. On the other side, Coach Beebe returns to the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Coaches Corner and shares his final thoughts on tonight's game.
John Vance Auto Group is proud to be a sponsor of Guthrie High School football.
Well, the reason we feel like we can price better, the automotive business is very unique in the fact that everybody that buys a car from General Motors, Ford, or Chrysler, any of them, pay the same price. The overhead is what determines the lowest you can sell a car for. And we feel like we operate on a lower overhead. We don't have to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars a month advertising to get customers to come back. We have our customers out advertising for us through our ambassador program.
Welcome back to the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show and the Oklahoma Farm Bureau Coaches Corner. Oklahoma Farm Bureau is your central location for all of your insurance needs. Contact Merritt Roberts, 282-2266. That's at Oklahoma Farm Bureau. Oklahoma Farm Bureau living beside you, working for you. Now finish the conversation with the Blue Jay head coach, Kelly Beebe. And, Coach, it doesn't matter if it's Lawton Ike. We played Lawton Max several times. Lawton High. When you think of Lawton, somewhere in the top 10, they had Fred Thomas. That year they actually had 7 guys that played at the highest professional level, and a couple of them are in the Hall of Fame of their sport. But anyways, when you think of the city of Lawton, you just think of incredible athlete.
Absolutely. Speed. And it's in all 3 of the programs over there. And they're well coached, and the kids play hard. And there's a lot of inner city pride. Each team wants to represent their segment of the town over there. Anytime you play those guys at home or on the road, you're going to be in for a dogfight. We had a classic ball game with them a year ago on our homecoming. I think we came out on top 23-20. They turned the ball over a little bit. So kids know they have a huge challenge ahead of them tonight. And extremely well this week. Been very pleased with our practices, our attitude, and our effort. And you know that we're going to be in for a dogfight, but one we look forward to.
I know people have been asking me what are the keys to the game this week all week, and they want to hear a whole bunch about X and O's. It's at the point of the season where everybody's seeing what everybody's going to do, and you have a pretty good grasp. There's probably going to be a couple wrinkles, but what I've been telling them is MTXE, all the off-season work. Lawton Ike has a bunch of guys that go both ways. if you can kind of be a bully with the football tonight and keep it, I would say that would be the key to the game. Would I be correct?
Well, we approach every game in the same manner, and we always want to stop the run, and we want to be able to run the football. I told the kids yesterday after practice, there's two things that travel. That's run game and defense, regardless of where you're at, what the conditions are. And then you throw attitude and effort on top of that, and it gives you a chance to win every ball game. So that's how we'll approach this one. We need to run the football. We need to make them one-dimensional and contain the quarterback when plays break down and stay on our receivers. And then, our kicking game tonight has to be a huge component for us. We have to be able to change field position and take points whenever available, whether that be field goals or things of that nature. So three-phase game plan, as always. It's going to come down to, I think, the most physical team, and I think the team.
One type athlete. We don't know what sport it's going to be in yet, but definitely a Division I type athlete. He's going to make plays that are off script that you can't scheme up and exit out. You're going to have to keep your cool in those situations, aren't you?
Yeah, and we've watched a tremendous amount of film, and the young man has got the ability to extend plays, give ground, make people miss, stiff arm people, and he's always looking downfield. Receivers do a good job on scramble drill, and challenge to our secondary is to stay with their man, whatever man that may be, or however they zone it up, and for our defensive line and linebackers to maintain their gap integrity on the rush, and do a good job of making him uncomfortable. If he has a chance to set his feet, he's very effective. Conversely, if we have the ball and we're running it and throwing play action passes, then our offense is off the field. So, once again, big night. We're excited for it as we move into really the playoffs right now.
Coach, appreciate it. Best luck.
Thanks.
We'll pause, turn much. That includes the Eskridge Chevrolet keys of the game, the Mercy Health Report, the National Anthem, and tonight's coin toss. That's all with the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show. From the Blue Jay Radio Network, continues in a moment.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 and the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business. Surrounding communities at the Blue Jay, Oklahoma, or 20470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Let's go live to the stadium with the call of tonight's game. Here's Chris Evans, Casey Porter, Phil Nichols, and Craig Fleck.
Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show continues here in Lawton, Oklahoma. Welcome back, Cameron Stadium, on a beautiful night for high school football. 88 degrees was the high today, and we'll have the official weather here in a little bit, but expect to get down to in the mid-70s when this one is over. It's hard to believe. Here we are, midway point of October, and we have 78-degree weather.
Yep, and tomorrow, for the Oklahoma State game and the rivalry, it's supposed to be 90 degrees in mid-October.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Unfortunately, both OU and OSU kick off at 2:30 tomorrow, so we usually one of them play before the after. You can have a full day of college football, and now you got to go back and forth and have the split screen.
Of course, it is the digital age, right?
It is.
You could try to go to the OSU game like me and then try to hold on with that DVR and come home and watch it, right? Or watch the archive on Watch ESPN.
Absolutely, and this is the part of the season, Casey, where the Blue Jays, again, big winners last week, as everybody will this year over Northwest Class. Northwest Class is simply not a good team. Lawton Eisenhower, pretty good non-district schedule, Casey. When you look at Lawton Mac, Lawton High School, and Dell City, that's pretty darn good. And then, Piedmont, Woodward, and Guyman, yes, they're favorites, but not necessarily they're going to go just walk in there and win, but they did.
Yeah, no doubt. It's really a district that's odd. I mean, it's kind of hard to figure out, isn't it?
Well, you got your top two, your bottom two, and your middle three.
But I think you have a top one. Yeah. And then maybe like everybody else, So, I mean, obviously, if you're in Guthrie's district, you don't want to see Ardmore. They're unbelievable. That flex bone, very talented. They've played Carl Albert better than anybody all year except for 6A Lawton. But other than that, if you finish third, you're going to Altus. You finish fourth, you're going Del City.
Yeah.
Ardmore. Ardmore. But if you finish third, you're fine because you're probably going to Altus, right?
Now, there's a lot of football left and 4 games left. But when I was looking at it, if Chris Evans thinks this is going to happen, this is going to happen. I think the Blue Jays will go to Woodward week 8, week 9, Guyman week 10, and Altus week 11. If I had to forecast it.
That would be the smart money. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The smart says that Guthrie's probably going to end up 3. In Woodward, and then if you finish 3, smart money says you're probably going to Altus because they're finishing 2.
Yeah, Ardmore has already beaten Altus, and so Altus and Del City beat Lawton MacArthur. So Altus and Del City, I think, are going to fight for that 2-3 spot. Lawton Mac's still in there as well, but we got a lot of football. Blue Jays got to take care of it downstairs. And speaking of downstairs, let's go down to Phil Nichols. And Phil, we've been here many, many times, and beautiful surface down there.
Yeah, great when we were here. It wasn't a whole lot of fun for us, and I think we're all ready to get in the truck and head back north. But no, it's a extremely hot night, like you talked about. Conditioning, as Casey talked about, MTXE is going to be important, and it's a big ball game. Casey talked to Coach Beebe about it in the pregame show. Every game's a big game now, right? So can't have any slip-ups, got to stay on track. I do wish there was a way we could end up in Del City and still finish third, Chris. No way we can do that?
There's a chance. I don't want to take it away completely from you, but there is a chance out there. Del City came here last week and took down Lawton MacArthur in a both teams had big plays, and Del City very physical at the wide receiver spot, so that will be a big challenge for our secondary. But, among the things here, Phil, a small crowd on the Guthrie side, a small crowd on the Lawton side. This Blue Jay offense and defense are going to have to create their own atmosphere, their own energy.
Yeah, there's no doubt they are, and that's one of the tough things with where these the kids are right now. They got to play through this and keep battling and hopefully get where where we can get some folks back on the road. To be quite honest, but it's tough. I mean, but there is no atmosphere here right now on either side.
Is it a difference to travel to? They got here about the same time we did, about 4:30, 4:40. Is it a big task? To drive 2 hours on a bus?
No, I don't think so. When you're 16, 17, 18 years old, I think 2 hours. First of all, 2 hours feels like a week. When you get old like me, a year feels like a day. So, but anyway, it's definitely you get off your feet when you get here. You try to stay loose and just relax and go through your pregame warm up program and process and get ready to play football. But I'll tell you what, that number 7, woo, he's all there, brother. He is all there.
And I was asking you about the travel question because Guthrie's going to be road warriors. Of course, it's senior night next week with Piedmont. But then it's the Woodward trip and the Guyman trip and maybe Altus week 11.
Is it possible to have a head cold for 3 weeks in a row? Is that possible?
You've already tried to check out a few times on those long trips, so you're going to have to be.
And we talked of it. We joked about imagine if we have to go to Altus or something like that, and that is the most likely scenario, I think, where we sit right now. So, we're going to get our too bad you can't get miles for driving, Chris.
The state does allow mileage.
Oh, the state allows mileage.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like points, like frequent flight. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
You know the tax and mileage deal, right, Phil?
Oh.
Hey, Phil, we're going to talk about him all night long, but you brought him up a little bit. Number 7, senior, 205-pound R.J. Fisher, and they go as he goes.
Well, Fisher's a stud. I mean, he came to our place last year and almost single-handedly won the ball game for him. I mean, he's just a tremendous athlete. I was talking to the some of the crew down here on the field, local guys, and I was asking about the different kids. And great athlete, great baseball player, plays basketball, and then they all said he's a really great kid too. So, he's that kind of kid, kind of that all-American young man that seems to do everything right and plays hard and competes. And but everybody's quick to say, as good as he is and everything else, baseball's his sport. So then, of course, you got the big wideout number 6. I asked the gentleman down here, I said, how tall is it? He said he's really, really tall. So I already knew that, but yeah,
Yeah, Kenyon Parkerfield, 180-pound senior. And the other skill player that we'll talk about tonight is the running back, the tailback, number 27, Kenneth Grahame, 195-pound senior.
Yeah, and I mean, and he's a load too. I mean, you talked about it earlier with Casey. These skilled kids are high-level kids. Those specifically those three kids are very high-level three kids. But you know, it's going to, most ball games like this, they're going to be one up, where most games are one up with the big uglies, and see who can push each other around and get penetration and back to the quarterback. And of course, with a Fisher kid, you got to watch out. Sometimes you get him out of his pocket. That's a good thing, right, for him. So it's going to be a big contest for the Blue Jays tonight.
We're here in Cameron State, home of all three Lawton teams. Each school does not have a football field of their own. They share the college field here.
Yep, they do, and it's a great facility. The turf seems to be a little bit old to me if you look at kind of the sidelines, and it's worn down a little bit. It's the old Oregon-looking turf where you have the dark stripes and then the light stripes, and so it's very pretty from up top. So I think it's going to be somewhat of a slick surface compared to what Guthrie is used to playing on. So I think you're going to have to watch your footing, keep your feet underneath you, and play fundamental from that perspective. But other than that, beautiful evening, great night for high school football, great facility. We have a great view, ready to go.
I do have a pole right in the middle of our broadcast booth here. I'm at the tonight and look both ways there, but the captains getting ready to make their way onto the field for the Guthrie Blue Jays. Number 16, Gabe Gonzalez, is out there. Number 67? No, I'm sorry, excuse me, 57. I was like, well, we got a new player. But 57, of course, is Brendan Hannon. Number 14, Marquise Miller. And number 66 is Bradley Hawker. Let's go downstairs with tonight's coin toss. Both teams shaking hands. Lawton Ike in the baby blue uniforms, Guthrie in the all-white uniforms.
Okay, who's going to be talking? You? Okay. Here's the flipping coin, men. That's heads, that's tails. Guthrie's the visiting team, so we're going to call the flip, okay? Now I'm going to flip it up in there. I'm going to catch it. If I miss it, we'll flip it again, okay? What are you going to call? He wants tails, okay? Here we go. It's heads.
Guthrie called tails, and it is heads.
Which in
okay. Listen, they've asked to receive, so a little different.
Kind of like college football. They want the football first.
Okay. Yeah, no doubt about it. And obviously that tells you
they're going to receive on
which unit of the field they feel like is their strongest. And that's obviously offensively. And we've seen so many times in big games, which this squarely is a huge game for this Guthrie Blue Jay team tonight. You get that Kelly Beebe defense on the field first. You get a good kick cover. You play good defense. You keep good field position. And by the time your offense gets the ball, you're somewhere around midfield. We've seen this formula many, many times, and you hope it sets up that way this evening.
Absolutely, and that's going to go right into our Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the game. I know that's your big one there. Anything else you want to add to our keys of the game?
Yeah, keys to the game tonight, your best defense. And now Guthrie's going to play good defense, and they're going to stop Lawton Ike from time to time, but you're not going to completely shut down R.J. Fisher and all the athletes that Lawton Ike's going to have on the field. So the key to tonight's game is to control the football and play keep away from Lawton Ike. Your best defense tonight is going to be your offense, and an offense that can run the ball, control the clock, control time of possession, and keep that ball out of R.J. Fisher's hands.
Phil, you want to add anything to tonight's Eskridge Chevrolet keys to the game?
No, I think Casey hit it right on the head, actually. I mean, it's all about ball control and just going out and setting a tone early on and then come in and play tough defense.
Eskridge Chevrolet, I-35, the first Guthrie exit. Do a great job out there. Our friend Greg Gummerson has been doing it for a long, long time. Go out and see him, and Billy Hayes out there as well. Time now for our Mercy Health Report. And Phil, I think the Blue Jays continue to get better and better on the physical side.
Yeah, we got everybody here we need tonight, and everybody's healthy and ready to play ball. So I think we're playing with everybody we need.
Lawton Ike makes their way onto the field on the near sideline. Blue Jays about to make their way here in a matter of moments. And Casey, I talked with Phil a second ago. You were doing some engineering work, but smallest crowd, a handful of fans, and that's it. Lawton Ike in our home game, not the biggest crowd.
Got to create your own energy now. Is that an advantage for the road team that there's not going to be a whole lot of home energy? Is that an advantage for the home team in the sense that they're used to playing? You know, Guthrie's used to playing, especially last week in a homecoming setting at Jelsma, that's absolutely electric. So you come on the road in an environment like this, and it's flat. You wonder how Guthrie handles that versus a Lawton Ike team that's used to playing in this type of environment. So who does that favor? Hard to say. I will say this, extremely disappointing in a year where the kids need support the most, and coming off a huge homecoming win, my opinion, biggest game of the year. For that to be the Guthrie Blue Jay turnout, very disappointing. But you got to move on, right?
It's definitely not good looking on that far side. But the Blue Jays onto the field. We're about to kick this one off here in Lawton, Oklahoma. Glad to have you on board. Hot 93.7 FM, KSBI. Blue Jays 2-4 overall, coming off a win over Northwest Class and their other victory this year over Class 6A Ponca City. Lawton Ike, 3 wins in a row, all 3 district games. So right now, Lawton Ike atop with Carl Lambert in the district at 3-0.
In my opinion, I've said this 2 or 3 times. I know you've already played Carl Albert, McGinnis. So it sounds weird. This is the biggest game of the year for the Blue Jays.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it. If you don't win this, you're looking at going to Ardmore probably, which is a very tough. That's if you beat Woodward.
And remember, Guthrie's fighting for that 3 spot with Lawton Eisenhower and Woodward. Lawton Eisenhower went to Woodward last week and won that game.
And the non-losing record, if you will, Guthrie will not have a winning record more than likely if they don't win this game. Phil, you ready? Chris, you ready?
Let's do it. David Marcus.
Men in black kickoff style. Let's get it on.
It's a sky kick, fielded at the 31 to the 35 and down at the 39-yard line. So here comes R.J. Fisher and the Lawton Ike offense. Again, we mentioned creating your own energy. The Guthrie High School band not here tonight as well. They got competition tomorrow.
They do, and I know all about that. I had a son that was an all-state trumpet player. I'll go ahead and brag on him as a proud papa, right? That's legal, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And so I know all about those Saturday competitions, and they are very, very competitive. And we saw how much respect Guthrie has for the speed of Lawton Ike with a sky kick, little pooch kick to start the game off with.
R.J. Fisher, shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the near side. Lawton Ike in the baby blue uniforms, red face mask. R.J. Fisher, right-handed throw for the first time, has time, goes downfield near sideline. It's caught in the middle at the 30 to the 25-20 and down at the 15-yard line, just like that. Lawton Ike inside the red zone of the Blue Jays.
Speed, and more speed is what you're going to see. And if R.J. Fisher has all day long, like he did on that play, to sit in the pocket and find those fast receivers, he's going to be able to do it. That's simply too much time to give R.J. Fisher to throw the football.
45-yard reception for number 8, Trey Harris, has it first down and 10 at the Guthrie 16-yard line. Men in motion right to left. They hand off to the tailback, trying to get to the right side, but nice job there by Dane Jenkins. Second effort will get to the 14-yard line. So it's a 2-yard pickup for the tailback, number 27, Graham, taken down in 8 for the Lawton Eisenhower Eagles.
And that was to their sideline side. The handoff was to the boundary, and R.J. Fisher, he can pull it. He had some room if he wanted to. That the coaches for Lawton Ike in the booth are probing that out.
R.J. Fisher, 2 receivers to the far side. Tailback to his right. Read option. R.J. keeps it for the first time, breaks the tackle, gets inside the 10, spins it to the 5, and hauled down at the 4-yard line. First down and go for Lawton Ike.
If you need a comparison, quarterback-wise, Cam Newton. That's exactly who he looks like. That's the way he gallops. That's how big he is. Just extremely talented.
Quickly, a snap here. R.J. Fisher up the middle. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown, Lawton Ike, and just like that, Lawton Eisenhower on the scoreboard, a minute 12 into the game.
Mentioned that they ran that zone play to the boundary, which was their sideline on that first run play after the big pass. And we also knew the Lawton Ike coaches were probing where and when R.J. Fisher could pull that ball and run that read option quarterback run game. And they did it the next 2 plays, and 2 plays later they're in the end zone.
45-yard pass, got it all started, a couple of runs, and then it was golden goalpost after that.
Not very good that Guthrie gave up the first touchdown, but great that my beautiful mother is listening. I know she's texted me many times this week, and I certainly appreciate all the communications we've had.
Snap kick is good, and Lawton Eisenhower has an early 7-0 lead. Timeout from Lawton, Oklahoma. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
I'm Mike Gundy, head football coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Respect of the opponent, spectators, coaches, and officials is necessary at all levels of athletics and activity programs. Your conduct is a direct reflection of you, your community, and your school. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Do the right thing.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your business and agricultural banking needs. Or set download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Lawton Ike, a minute 12 into the ballgame, has an early 7-0 lead over the Blue Jays as Lawton Ike goes 4 plays, 61 yards. Touchdown run by R.J. Fisher from 4 yards out, but it was the big throw by R.J. Fisher to Trey Harris on the game's first play of 45 yards. That should be in your John Vance Motors scoring summary. John Vance Motors, where it's comfortable to buy a truck.
We now know why Lawton Ike chose to take the football first, right?
That's why you do it.
And they had a play drawn up. They had the big. Lawton Ike was good offensively, but Blue Jays against this Lawton Ike defense, that's where you're going to win or lose this game. This offense for Guthrie has to come back and respond. This is a Lawton Ike team that can score 2 to 3 to 4 times in a 3 or 4 minute span. We've seen it all year.
Line drive kick, bounces at the 15, jumps in the air at the 10, out of bounds at the 9. And there's the flag. It was a little late there, but it is there. So the Blue Jays will have pretty good field position on their opening drive here. And Phil, Blue Jays got to get going like that Lawton Eisenhower offense did.
Yeah, Casey hit it right on the head. We got to respond right here, come out and make something happen on this drive, get on the board and answer.
Got to ask you, Phil, I kind of use the analogy for R.J. Fisher to Cam Newton. Would that be pretty accurate as far as the size?
Yeah, I mean, comparable to high school, yeah. I mean, I stood next to him, and he's a big old boy. He's doesn't look like – he had to play guard when I played, Casey.
Yeah, he's definitely a glider. He's one of those guys that doesn't look like he's going as fast as he is.
Yeah, very athletic kid.
So the Blue Jays, with the kick going out of bounds, will take over at their own 35-yard line. Ball's on the far hash mark in front of the Guthrie bench. 3 receivers set. Man in motion is Parker Rainey. Lines up on the halfback left side. Hand off to Gavin Bryson, trying to get it to the outside and hit for a 1-yard loss. But the umpire saw exactly what Craig Flegg saw. A face mask, and the first penalty of the night will go against Lawton Eisenhower.
Power play. Right guard pulled for the Blue Jays. Gavin Bryson got up underneath them. And that linebacker from the left side saw the pulling guard, followed him like he should have, and tracked the play down, but was a little bit too anxious, a little bit too excited, and tackled up high. I guess we're not going to get a call from the referee tonight, but tackled up high, got the face mask.
I heard his microphone earlier. Penalty moves it to the 40-yard line, so the Jays will have the play over as well. So it's first down and side over right guard, right tackle for a 1-yard pickup. So 2nd down and 4 for offensive coordinator Coach Scott Mick. He's been here a long time, member of all 4 state championships for the Blue Jays.
He's pretty good, and he'll be pretty good against this front, because if you notice, as Phil looks at it, they're going to have a head-up nose guard, 2 5 techniques, and or 3 techniques. And I say that not to sound geeky, but that's exactly how Guthrie lines up defensively. It's the exact same front. So this Blue Jay offense sees this every day in practice.
Rainey halfback on the right side. Jays run it on the right side. Gavin Bryson across the 45 with the first down. Trips at the 49 down at midfield. And if he doesn't have 5 or 10 more pickup of yards, but he does get 9 on the carry for the first down.
Sometimes Lawton Ike is going to line up outside the guard with their tackles. Sometimes they're going to line up outside the tackles with their defensive tackles. And sometimes it's going to be a combination of both. And like I said, that's the exact type of front Guthrie runs, and so I think Guthrie will be very familiar with it.
First down and 10 from midfield. Gavin up the middle, 45 has a hole, and upended at the 40-yard line, but a 9-yard pickup, his second 9-yard carry. 2nd down and 1, Jays quickly to the line of scrimmage.
And we mentioned your best defense is going to be a good ball control offense that huddles up, takes time, runs the ball, then play action it occasionally, and keep the ball out of that explosive Lawton Ike offense's hands.
They're actually going to give him the 40, so it's a 10-yard pickup and a first down for Gavin Bryson. 9:24 to play, first quarter. Lawton Ike on a 7-0 lead. Isaac Lewis in motion, left to right. 30 receiver set. Hand off again to Gavin. Big hole. Breaks a tackle at the 35. Gets to the 30-yard line. Another 10-yard pickup for Gavin Bryson. The Jays 10 yards at a time, making their way into Lawton Eisenhower in between the 30 and 29-yard line.
And you know who the MVP so far of this drive has been?
But it's the lineman.
The H-back, Parker Rainey.
Yeah.
He has pulled up in that hole and given Gavin Bryson on that power play or inside ISO play plenty of room to run. You could drive a truck to those last two holes.
Blue Jays, 4 plays, 31 yards. First down and 10 from the Eisenhower 29. Same formation as the one before with Lewis into motion. Jackson will roll. Gavin lead block for him, and Jackson trying to get the angle. He's going to be hit for a loss back at the 33-yard line. 4-yard loss officially, so the Jays will be behind the chains for the first time here in this first quarter on their opening drive, trailing at 7-0.
You just saw, if you're going to gash Lawton Ike, it's got to be directly ahead. They're simply too fast to run sideways. And another element we have not addressed, Lawton Ike's, especially their interior guys, almost all of them go both ways. You got to withstand the first and the third quarter when they're fresh. And then in the second and fourth quarter when they're worn down a little bit, you got to be within striking distance to take advantage of it.
Jays have been proven to be the stronger team sometimes in the fourth quarter as well. For the first time, well, looking at the 21-yard line in front of the Guthrie bench and finally hauled out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Jackson simply didn't get enough on that one, and the Eisenhower defensive back had an easy interception.
And you don't mean didn't get enough to complete the ball. You mean didn't get enough to throw it into the first row of the stands, right?
Wasn't there.
And that's just a young kid trying to make a play, but there was nothing there. Lawton Ike simply too athletic. They're too long, and if you let a team like this get out the gate early and get some momentum and feel good about themselves, watch out because they can score in bunches.
We think that might have been R.J. Fisher on the interception. It would not surprise us if it was him indeed. The numbers are hard to read tonight. I don't know if I can even see him at all. R.J. Fisher pitches it to the tailback, and nice job there by the Blue Jay defense. Emily Gooseby all the way back to the 21, so it's a 2-yard loss on the play that really was slow moving for Lawton Eisenhower.
Yeah, and it's one thing to get in position to make a play like that, but when you're talking about athletes in space like Lawton Ike has, it's another to break down and actually make the play, something that Gooseby did. That was a heck of a play.
Ball's on the near hash mark, second down and 12 from the 23. R.J. Fisher with twin receivers. Now a man in motion from left to right. We have a whistle and a flag thrown by the line judge. If it's against Eisenhower, it's their second penalty. If it's against Guthrie, it's the first penalty.
Dead ball, false start. On the blue. Dead ball.
On now, so
still second.
Backwards. The bad news is they're probably just going to go off script and run some kind of Christmas tree play and just throw it downfield and see if an athlete can make a play.
Throw it up there and see what happens. Second down and 16. Worked earlier in this ball game for them. 45-yard reception. Second and officially 16 yards. R.J. Fish on the play action. Forced out of the pocket. Sets his feet inside the 5. Throws it last second. Penalty flag thrown. Caught at the 16 to the 20 to the 25. And tackled by Hector Gooseby, but the referee threw the flag, and it is a hold against Lawton Eisenhower, so this one will be coming back. Third penalty on the Eagles.
When you saw how athletic R.J. Fisher is, and one thing that their receivers do very well, whenever you have a quarterback that goes off script as much as R.J. does, Chris, one thing as a receiver that you always have to be...
On the blue. Repeat second.
One thing you always have to be ready to do is to play your scramble rules. Meaning as soon as he breaks the pocket, what do? Do I come back to the ball? Do I post? Do I go deep? And their receivers, having to do it so much, are very good in the scramble drill situation.
Penalty backs it up all the way to the Eisenhower 3-yard line. Second down and 30. R.J. Fisher rolls out on the run, and it's incomplete at the 19-yard line. Marquise Miller on the coverage for the Guthrie Blue Jays. Got a quick second here. Big thank you to Michael Pruitt. Great video coverage down there. Our man Kevin Roach had a funeral today, so great to have Michael Pruitt giving you the great picture on your video feed. Of course, you can find us on youtube.com/Guthrie News.
How's the video feed working?
Or you can go to Guthrie News page Facebook or the Guthrie Sports page Facebook and find it there as well. Of course, always hot on 93.7 FM KSBI. 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 27 from the 3. Eisenhower, there's close to a safety. Fisher trying to get out of the end zone, and he may have just sneaked out a little bit, Phil. Looked like he just barely got out of there.
He's on about the half-yard line, boys.
Wow.
I mean, he battled to get there.
The Jays defense, Phil, was able to pin their ears and get after him.
Yeah, they got right after it there and read the play really, really well. Getting good penetration up front right now.
So far, Hector Gooseby and Dominic Gooseby in on the action.
They've been outstanding, haven't they? And C.J. Ward getting ready to return a punt and give this offense great field position.
Punter back at the end of the end zone. C.J. Ward at the Eisenhower 40-yard line. No silly penalties here. It's a good snap. Blue Jays don't really rush that hard. It's a pretty poor punt as it bounces at the 25. Takes a minor Eisenhower bounce out of bounds at the 28-yard line. And the Blue Jays, basically, if Jackson doesn't throw that interception, basically you have it right where they were before the interception.
Yep, they do. And that was an outstanding job playing defense. Off of the sudden change, that's exactly what you had to have.
So the ball placed on the far response here on the home side of Eisenhower's bench. We look across the way, we see the Guthrie sideline. So the ball's on the far hash mark. 1st down and 10 with 2 receivers on the near side. Got a couple tight ends in there. Blue Jays snap. Hand off to Gavin Bryson. Trying to go over right guard. And picks up, well, we'll call it 1.5 yard to the 27-yard line. Gavin Bryson running the ball well so far here tonight.
Notice what the Blue Jays did not have, or who they did not have in on that play.
Rainey.
They did not have the H-back Rainey pulling back up into the hole and leading for Gavin Bryson. And whenever you don't have lead blockers and you let Lawton Ike just read keys and run to the football, they're going to be pretty good on that 1st down play.
Gavin, 4 carries so far, 31 yards, just under 8 per carry. And a receiver on the far side, 2 receivers to the near side. Empty backfield for Jackson Waddell, so that tells you 2 tight ends are there. And Guthrie will spin a timeout. We'll do the same thing. 5:27 to play in the first quarter. Lawton Ike 7, Guthrie 0. This is Guthrie Blue Jay Football, 93.7 FM, KSBI.
You step out of the storm shelter and your home has taken a direct hit. You went online and found a policy, but you can't remember who the carrier is. Now, your roof is torn off and your belongings are scattered all over the neighborhood. Where are you going to stay tonight? How do you begin the process of cleaning up? Terra Insure Group is Guthrie's local one-stop shop for all your insurance needs. The agents at TIG all live within this community and will be there after the sale when you need them the most. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by our offices at 2403 South Division across from the Beacon Drive-In.
When it comes to Guthrie Blue Jay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
2nd down and 9 play. C.J. Ward on a sweep play goes backwards, back at the 35, loss of 8. There is a penalty flag down. If this is against the Blue Jays, it would be the first penalty of the night. And Phil, we'll get the referee's response here, but we got to go down to you and get a Mercy Health report. We'll get this flag here first, but looks like a scary situation on the Guthrie sideline. Referee still talking this one out. It's a hold against the Blue Jays. Phil? I think Phil might be over there trying to get the report now.
Well, I'm not sure if I was Lawton Ike, I wouldn't have declined that penalty. You already had it.
All right. Still 2nd down.
A gigantic loss. Let's go ahead and leave that on. Might as well. He's muted. Gigantic loss on the play. Of course, now you're all the way back to almost midfield. So penalties have played a gigantic part of this game early on. That's something that Guthrie, when you have a margin for error that's not great to begin with against an extremely athletic Lawton Ike team, that's not something you can afford to do.
All the way back to the 48-yard line.
And unlike Lawton Ike, Guthrie doesn't have just the athletes that you can just throw it up to and play jump ball. Marcellus Owens is not available tonight to overcome something like this. So, you know, you hate to make a huge mistake and at least give up this field position. If you run a couple plays, punt it, get a 3 and out, maybe you get it back and keep this field position.
All 3 Blue Jay receivers under 6 foot.
Yep.
Jackson looks to throw, though. Gets good blocking up the middle. Now steps up in the pocket and is going to be hit for a sack. I think Jackson stepped up a little too late, but suffers a 2-yard loss. And now Blue Jays will be facing 3rd down and forever. They're at their own 49 line. They need the Lawton Eisenhower 18-yard line.
One thing that Jackson does not do a whole lot is drop straight back.
Yeah.
And he had to on that play. And he's not very tall. And so trying to look over defensive linemen that are pursuing him is not an easy thing for him to do. So he made a good decision, just pulled the ball down. Live to see another day.
3rd down and 33 for the Blue Jays, trailing 7-0. Jackson runs it on the left side, 45, 44, and that's all he can give, 5 yards. And so it's 4th down and 23. Again, we'll have a health report by Mercy here in just a matter of moments when Phil is able to report on the injury on the sideline. Phil, yeah, let's go downstairs.
Yeah, guys, Dylan Dollar, very important offensive lineman. More importantly, a good young man, and he's going to be taking a trip to a local facility. He's moving all of his limbs, and everything's fine. But I think he's in quite a bit of pain. I was told his dad gets it. His mom's pretty upset, and rightfully so. But he's moving everything and talking, and he's most importantly right now he's feeling everything, and feeling a little bit of pain. So his dad understood that. He said, it's good he's feeling pain. I said, that's right. So he'll be okay. He's going to go get checked out.
That's your Mercy Health Report. David Vargas punts this one away. It'll be down inside the 25, in around the 21-yard line, as Dylan Dollar being tended to by the ambulance crew on the far side. They got him on a stretcher, and the ambulance is to our right in the end zone. And as Phil mentioned, we'll take him to the local hospital for further evaluation.
This being a college facility, the access to the field is very easy, so you can get out of here very quick. And the secondary part and way less important part of that is we talked about Coach Mick last week, talking about all the different combinations this offensive line has had to play with. Add another one now without Dylan Dollar, so very difficult situation.
Lawton Eisenhower, 3rd time with the football, pitches it behind the line of scrimmage, and again the Blue Jays, and once again it's Dominique Gooseby blowing that play up. They might want to put that in the pocket and try it next week when they go to Carl Albert on a Thursday night. For the Eagles, second
defensive end this week, and I don't think Lawton Ike has recognized that yet. So Dominic Gooseby with a little bit of surprise for them with the quickness he's shown and the recognition.
2nd down, 13 for 5 receiver set. A little screen pass caught at the 15. On the far side to the 20, 25, sideline, 30, 35, 40. Stepped out of bounds beyond the 1st down marker at the 44-yard line. So, on the 39-yard line, so it's a 20-yard pickup. But again, I do believe there's a flag down on the field. And we'll go Eisenhower, Casey, and Eisenhower been their own worst enemy here tonight.
The blue. Repeat, 2nd down.
That's already, I believe, their 4th penalty of the night.
Yeah. We said that with a Lawton Ike team that plays a bunch of guys both ways, you got to withstand the 1st and the 3rd quarters when they're fresh.
Yeah.
And you're only down 7-0. So these penalties have really allowed you to do that.
Beautiful sunset to our right here in Lawton. R.J. Fisher, 2nd down and 18, wants to throw, steps up, nothing there, avoiding a couple Blue Jays, still wanting to throw it now, backpedals, being chased by 3 Jays, gets a block, now he's going to take off and run, dangerous part here, to the 20, leaps over Blue Jay at the 23, a small pickup of a yard and a half.
No, about 8 yards.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm sorry, I lost track of the down marker, it is an 8-yard pickup.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd down and manageable.
Very manageable, and off script, those are the scramble rules. And if you can't get open to catch a football, these receivers have been trained to turn around and start blocking. And that's exactly what they did for R.J. Fisher.
Yeah, if R.J. Fisher's your quarterback, you better know to block after a play breaks down. 3rd down, Eagles, 4 receiver set. Side of the talented quarterback. Shotgun snap, far side, caught at the marker, makes a move, breaks a tackle. 35-40, up to the 45-yard line, 20-yard pickup. And Eisenhower will move the chains as we go under 2:30 to play here in the 1st quarter.
And that's just a stop pattern against your best defender in man-to-man coverage in Isaac Lewis. And if it's that easy against Isaac Lewis, you know that Lawton Ike is pretty right?
Bishop McGinnis has an early 1-0 lead over Guyman. Piedmont leads Woodward 14-6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a little surprise there. First down and 10 for the Eagles from the 45-yard line. Far hash mark, RJ rolls to the near side. Throws it on the run. Wide open, caught at the 42-yard line. Makes a move to the 35, to the 30. Finally spun down by Hector Gooseby in around the 27-yard line. Another 28-yard pickup for the Eagles.
This dude's stupid good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Just the play that he kept alive on the second down play to make it third and about 7, manageable is how you put it. And then the strike for the first down. Now you roll, you throw on the run, you throw in the pocket, you're able to scramble. It's a nightmare to try to defense.
First and 10 from the Guthrie 27-yard line. He threw for 1,400 yards a year ago.
He's legit.
Now, a team that wasn't very good. R.J. Fisher, screen pass caught at the 30 to the line of scrimmage and down right there. Nice open field tackle by a couple Blue Jays there. Is that the Gooseby and Gooseby connection? It is. It'll bring it coming up on 90 seconds play here in the first quarter. Score in Enid tonight, Lawton High School.
But Lawton will dominate that game, if nothing from offensive perspective against Enid's defense. And Lawton's thrown that quick and bubble several times now. I will promise you they're setting up that quick or bubble and go, right?
Yeah.
We've seen that several times this year.
No pickup at the 27, so it's second down and 10 from the Guthrie 27, 63 seconds play here in the first quarter. Shotgun snap. RJ looks far side. It's caught at the 19, close to the first down marker. Second effort goes past the first down marker to the 15-yard line, so a 12-yard pickup and another first down for the Eagles.
Picking on Marquise Miller and picking on the boundary side, which is a shorter throw, which means it gets on the receiver faster and gives you a higher percentage to complete it. And RJ Fisher, absolutely on the money. His receivers are good at bringing it in.
4 receiver set. RJ rolls to the far side, one to throw it. Patient now tucks it and runs. And Blue Jays will finally bring him down, but not before a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, he's the type of player where defensively, as a fan of the team that's on defense, you go, oh, good play. We had a good
5
second
yards.
5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how good he is. Look like it.
Dual threat quarterback, there's no doubt about that. I'm not sure which one he does better, to be honest with you. Right now, I have to say the passing game. He's pretty legit. Second down to 5, RJ to the near side. Back shoulder toss, touchdown Eagles. They have a 13-0 lead with 13 seconds to play in the first.
You know who else is good on this team that I had underrated? Their receivers. Their receivers catch the dang football. They're impressive. They block whenever he's on scramble. In scramble mode, they come back to the ball to receive scramble mode, and they catch the quicks, they catch the outs, they catch them all.
Bradley Washington with the touchdown reception, Phil. Eagles with a 13-0 lead.
Yeah, Casey hit on it as well as the receivers catch the ball. They block exceedingly well down here. They've peeled a couple kids back on the edge. They're a very, very talented group of receivers.
When RJ comes up and says, if you want the ball blocked next time I run, you do it, right?
The extra point is no good, so the score sticks at 13-0. Timeout from Cameron Stadium. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football, 93.7 FM, KSBI.
Sonic has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
John Vance Auto Group is proud to be a sponsor of Guthrie High School football. We're all about Guthrie and the people who live here.
The customer service philosophies with John. And it has. Our service departments have a tremendous reputation.
John Vance Auto Group.
Lon Eisenhower back on the scoreboard. 10-yard touchdown pass, RJ Fisher to Bradley Washington. Eisenhower goes 78 yards on 8 plays. 13-0, that's your John.
This on that Guthrie played last time they were on this field, last game of last season, is it not?
Yeah, and they've hurt themselves with some big penalties as Isaac Lewis fields it at the 24, going backwards to the 20, tosses it to CJ at the 15. He gets to the 20, 25, 30, near sideline, 35, 40, 45, midfield, and finally stepped out of bounds just before midfield in a play like no, 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 yes, yes, yes. CJ Ward gets the Blue Jays out to midfield, first down and 10.
The old no, 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 go, go, go play, huh?
Absolutely.
That's one of the favorite plays of coaches in the playbook, and it flipped field position. Isaac would have been down about the 27. Instead, Guthrie has it across midfield. Great play.
Scoring more Oklahoma, more Lions lead the Mustang Broncos 8-7. That score in the first quarter.
Mustang is just, of course, Moore's pretty good. Moore gave Stillwater a great game early on, and Stillwater is outstanding this year.
Don't look now. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Norman North Timberwolves lead the number 1 Tulsa Union Redskins 14-3.
Who's Owasso going to lose to this week?
Owasso will not lose to Southmore. I guarantee you that. They can bring their JV team for that game. First down and 10 for the Blue Jays. Got to get something going here. Final play of the first quarter. Gavin Bryson cuts it out to the outside to the 45. Cuts it again down at the 44-yard line. That will end the first quarter. All Eagles on top of the Blue Jays, 13-0. We'll come back. Cameron Stadium here in Lawton. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football on 93.7 FM KSBI.
For decades, Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years.
I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would welcome the opportunity to give you a professional evaluation of your insurance needs, or simply stop by and let's talk about the Jays.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. Seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Michael Pruitt, Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Casey Porter, Chris Evans with you. Cameron Stadium.
Who was that first one?
Michael Pruitt. Absolutely. We're gonna fix his ears here in a second so he can hear us. We're gonna lose him for just a second. As soon as we're gonna brag on him, we're gonna take his microphone pack out and switch out some batteries for him. But all Lawton Eisenhower in that first quarter, Craig, as the Eagles 2 touchdowns on the board is the big part of that one. But Blue Jays got to get going offensively. And it was Gavin Bryson. He had some good carries in there. They had the one
interception. The interception killed what was a really good first drive. They'd gotten down into the red zone. A pass that just gets away from Jackson Waddell, doesn't put enough underneath it. It was a poor decision to throw it in the first place. And Guthrie ends up behind the 8 ball, now down 2 scores, but another great opportunity here.
Lawton Eisenhower, 138 yards of offense in the first quarter. Guthrie, just 40 yards of offense. All that on the ground. Resuming action here, first play of the second quarter. 2nd down and 3 from the Eisenhower 44-yard line. Jackson hands it off to Gavin. Nothing there, but finds a hole. Gets to the left side across the 40. First out to the 35. Moving the feet across the 30. And finally hauled down at the 28-yard line. Gavin Bryson, Phil. Moving the feet is the only thing the Jays got going offensively. So the Blue Jays will move the chains here. We'll have a first down and 10. And really got to get something right here. Some points on the board.
Yeah, they do, no doubt. And we said your best offense would be, or best defense would be a good ball control offense, and that you had to withstand the first and third quarters. With a score here, I think you would have done that.
Play on the left side, not much happening for the Blue Jays.
Gavin Bryson has had good running room, and then he's taken the running room he's been given and getting 4, 5, 6 yards extra every time. So offensive line doing a very good job. Parker Rainey from his H-back spot doing a great job lead blocking. And then Gavin Bryson doing a great job capturing that and getting some extra.
9 play here for the Jays. Again, really need to get some points on the board here as we have a injured Eagle coming off the field, and that will delay us here just a little bit. Eagle makes his way to the sideline. I think we're set to resume action. Referee puts the play clock in the motion again. Ball is placed at the 26-yard line. The Blue Jays need just before the 17-yard line. The motion is Isaac Lewis. They fake it to him, hand it off to Gavin left side. Across the 25 and across the 20 to the 19. Of course, David Vargas perfect on. Will throw for it. It's caught inside by Gabe Gonzalez. His first pass of the night. Blue Jays will move the chains. First.
Ike puts an extra guy or two in the box. They single up on the outside. You know they're going to sell out to stop the run with extra numbers. If it's not a run play, then they're going to use those run numbers to continue to rush and try to get pressure.
Touchdown, Gavin Bryson, and the Blue Jays are on the scoreboard. A 13-yard run for the senior running back.
We did say that you got to make it to the second and fourth quarters where Lawton Ike wears down because they play so many guys both ways. And we said if you score on this possession, especially seeing a Lawton Ike miss their second extra point, you've done that. So I think with 8:51 to go in the first half, you've definitely weathered the storm to where you can now start wearing down Lawton Ike.
Vargas on for the PAT. Snap's good, the hold is good, and the kick is good. Jays cut the lead in half, 13-7. 8:51 to play until the Golden Chick halftime show. Timeout from Lawton. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
These tenders have always been my number one. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
She's your mom, and you want to do your best. And at Golden Age Nursing Home and Ash Street Senior Living, we know just how difficult it is to make choices when it comes to your loved one's needs, and we can help. You'll find caring, supportive staff members and a full range of healthcare services. You'll also find a commitment to quality throughout all of our nursing home and healthcare agencies. Call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144 or Ash Street Senior Living at 282-2000. You want to do your best, and so do we.
Blue Jays needed that case.
No respond. They had given up 2 scores to Lawton Ike in a row in the first quarter. We said Lawton Ike is tremendous early in games when they're fresh. They have a lot of guys that go both ways. Then you need to just stay within striking distance, make your hay in the second quarter, and Guthrie has done that.
Sky kick fielded at the 25. The returns across the 30, 35, 40, 45 to the outside midfield. 40, 35, breaks the tackle to the 30. Far sideline, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Lawton Eisenhower in Phil. Blue Jays had the momentum, and it's quickly gone just like that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to stay in your lanes. You got to do the things. Basic, fundamental football is what prevents that stuff from happening.
It's very difficult, too. You mentioned fundamental football. When you lose your fundamentals and your angles and your lanes for just that split second against a team that can run faster than you can, that's what happens.
Trey Harris returns the kick for the touchdown, 156-pound junior.
You see, it's a score they didn't have to really work for, which means there's no factor to guys going both ways. Even in a score, their guys aren't getting worn down in a score like that. So that is a huge, huge play for them.
Eisenhower scored so fast, they're going to go for the 2-point conversion, and it is good. So Eisenhower missed the PAT earlier. They get it back here with the 2-point conversion. We'll keep it here.
The old swing and gate.
21-7.
The old swing and gate, and that's one of those you line up and look at the gate, then you and just barely got in. Lawton Ike did, but they did. So for the second touchdown, when they missed their extra point, they have now made up for it with a 2-point conversion, and you got to withstand these barrages that Lawton Ike will bring on. They're so athletic. They're going to score. We know they're going to score. They're going to have athletic-type plays that are going to be very deflating. You got to overcome them.
Well, we got two quick John Vance Motor scoring summaries for you. Blue Jays took a little bit longer. 8 plays, 51 yards, 3 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock. 12-yard touchdown run by Gavin Bryson. But 14 seconds later, it's Eisenhower's Trey Harris returning a 75-yard kick. Took him 14 seconds to do so. So now with 8:37 to play in the second quarter, Lawton Eisenhower 21, Guthrie 7. Those scoring summaries, of course, brought to you by the John Vance Motors, where it's all true.
One thing that allowing Lawton Ike to play with the lead does, it allows them to sub on defense more than they would if they were behind in the game, because they can afford to give up a first down here or a first down there. Does that make sense to you? Whereas if they're down 14 points, they have to sell out to stop you. They have to play every good player they have, and they wear down faster. So the more the Lawton Ike is able to play with the lead, the less they will get worn down.
Eisenhower will try their sky kick, called for and received. So Guthrie obviously saw something in the kicking game in practice this week in film session that they weren't kicking it deep. Then they make the short kick, and Eisenhower returns that. So they're probably, what do we do now?
Yeah. Eisenhower with a kicking game that is efficient, but not obviously as as the rest of their.
What move forward to the 46.
A cushion, and you just have to simply hope that they misfire. And when you're R.J. Fisher and the receivers Lawton Ike has, they don't do that very often.
First down. The football, but he was down, and the referee Guthrie 30-yard line on top, 21-7, 5:45 to play until halftime. Pistol formation. Fisher takes the snap, hands it off to running back, trying to get something up the middle. That's not going to happen. And so minimum pickup there for Eisenhower brings up second down, 5:35, 5:34 to play in the second quarter.
We have seen Lawton Ike miss an extra point. They are only on the 29-yard line. So although you had the fumble that you wanted, you didn't get it. You thought you had a whistle that should have given it back to you. Very disappointing set of circumstances. Although you've had all that, you've got to overcome it. You got to move on, and you got to somehow figure out how to stop this drive, because if you don't allow a touchdown, Lawton Ike struggles to kick the ball.
Eisenhower 158 yards of offense, 121 through the air. Fisher option play. He'll it across the line of scrimmage, gets to the 25, splits some tackle at 20.
Happy about his defense not being able to defense for the simple fact that he prides himself on teaching option defense.
To do with
four scores, you can't go with the original game plan, which is to keep the ball out of the Lawton Ike offense's hands by trying to run the ball and kill clock. So it's a double whammy all the way around.
Of course, Lawton Eisenhower trying to strip the ball every time like they did on the previous possession. Jackson looks to throw, rolling, throwing, and is it caught? Did he get feet in? He did Isaac Lewis. Looks like he's going to be about a yard or two shy of the first down, but nice catch there by Isaac Lewis as Jackson was able to roll the pocket. And it's going to be third down and manageable for the Blue Jays. Jackson now 2 of 5 to football tonight.
Jackson's done a good job throwing the ball other than the early interception.
Third down and officially 3 is called into the offense. Guthrie, again, not huddling here. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. Ball's on the near hash mark. Double lead for Jackson. He's going to maybe get a yard at most, maybe a half a yard. So once again, it's going to be fourth down play here. Guthrie got to go for it here as they need the 40-yard line. They're going to be 2.5 yards shy of the 40 right now.
Well, Guthrie saw what punting does for him last possession. They punted, and about 3 plays later, Lawton Ike got in the end zone anyway. So Guthrie just having to go for it on fourth down to try to keep the football, because once you give it back, it becomes very difficult.
Guthrie 1 for 2 on fourth down. The only time they made it on fourth down was a pass. Jackson will throw again, and it's dropped, almost intercepted pass intended for Isaac Lewis, and the Jays turned it over on downs. And so 3 minutes and 38 seconds to try to get another score on the board until halftime.
I will promise you, with a 3-score lead, you have good field position. You have really nothing to lose. You have a quarterback you trust that won't do anything crazy. You're going to see a deep shot. You're going to see it here before real quick.
And they can be patient as they want. They have all 3 timeouts left as well. So we'll see what R.J. Fisher, who had a 29-yard touchdown run the time before that. Then he's had a 10-yard touchdown pass. And he's also, first score of the game, had a running touchdown. So he's thrown for 2, run for 1, and then added in Eisenhower is able to add in a kick return. Pass deep downfield, and pass is incomplete. Isaac Lewis was the closest player to even bringing in that catch, but falls to the turf, incomplete.
You score lead a quarter downs, always try to go deep against the Blue Jays on, and Guthrie was ready for it. Did a great job flushing R.J. Fisher and then covering it on the back end.
Hector Gooseby, Kel Kaufman, C.J. Ward, and Isaac Lewis, your defensive backs. 5-man front, 2 linebackers in the middle. R.J. Fisher, pocket collapses, trying to avoid it. Avoids a tackle. Second and third Blue Jays will finally bring him down. Back at the 1, a 1-yard loss. So it'll be a 3rd down and 11 play upcoming.
Not only just to score, if they punt it, at least get a decent exchange on the punt. Guthrie's shown no explosiveness from the passing game. So there's really no threat for Guthrie to come down and score in like a minute and 20 seconds.
0 deep ball threat.
Right. So you don't have a whole lot to lose here if you're Lawton Ike by attacking this Guthrie defense.
3rd and 11, 3 receiver set. Fisher looks far side, throws it far side. He's going to overshoot his intended receiver by a couple of yards.
You know what he did,
Isaac Lewis on the coverage. Stops the clock with 2:47 to play till halftime.
He threw it away from the safety. I mean, he just said, hey, if you can run to that spot, great. But this is going to be a ball that in no way, shape, or form can Guthrie get to. And that's why you say when you have a quarterback like R.J. Fisher, you trust him. Because in situations to where he could make a mistake, he's just simply not going to.
David Scott avoided a late hit on Fisher. No flag, but it was close. But referee kept a flag in the pocket. So punt time for Lawton Eisenhower. Just their 2nd punt here tonight. C.J. Ward back at his own 30-yard line. Punter at the 31. It's a high snap, but able to come with it. Nice high punt. C.J. Ward at the 20-yard line. First guy down there will make the tackle. And so the Guthrie scores 28-7.
Impressive. You stand just as good of a chance as R.J. Fisher, one of their secondary guys, stepping in front of one and scoring for Lawton Ike, as you do one of the Guthrie receivers without Marcellus Owens on the field, catching one and going to the house. So I think even though the Blue Jays are down 28-7, because you get the ball to start for the first possession of the second half, I think you're going to see a pretty conservative possession here for the Blue Jays.
Phil?
I was going to say, you notice who punted that ball for Lawton Ike, Mr.
He drove the team over here.
Well,
Might
I'm
as well.
exhausted just watching him. I can't.
He's going to be selling popcorn at intermission. 1st down and 10, Blue Jays. Jackson, quarterback run play on the left side.
Yep.
Nothing too fancy there. Does pick up a few yards.
Sorry, partner, but if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening and you're going, you're down 3 scores, why in the world are you running the ball? Well, that's because you don't have the ability to strike quick like you'd have to with 2 minutes to go. Lawton Ike has the ability to step in front of one and end this game before half. You get the ball to start the second half, which gives you a better possession to get back into the rushing game, which makes it all the sense in the world to do exactly what the Blue Jays are doing right now. Get to half, try to regroup.
Handoff, Gavin, up the middle to the 30, 30-yard pickup.
Now, if you're Lawton Ike, I call a timeout. just to force,
3rd down 3, and Ike takes the timeout, 151, and absolutely. If they're going to try to run the clock out, I'm going to stop it. I got all 3 timeouts, now down 2 timeouts, and big plays have been there all night for Lawton Eisenhower, so smartly enough for them to call the timeout.
This has been the play where Guthrie has put Gabe Gonzalez to the boundary, to Guthrie's sideline, and then thrown that little quick. They completed one for a 4th down play, did not complete the second one on a 3rd down play, so
because they have shown
they're not going to run away from it.
Exactly.
Isaac Lewis could come up with a marginally big play against this Lawton Ike team, but more than likely, unless he's just wide open, which you wouldn't think you would ever get in this situation with only a minute 51 to go, he's not going to run away from that Lawton Ike defense.
So Ike out of the timeout. 1:51 left until halftime. 3rd down and 3. Guthrie.
They need a 1st down.
Yes, they do.
Bad.
Obviously, they'll run the ball here. Get it. Lawton Ike will call another timeout.
Yep.
Twin receivers, they have gotten the benefit of the doubt here as this one will move up 5 yards.
Great job out of the timeout for the Guthrie coaches to draw Lawton Ike offsides, get the first down that you needed. Now you're getting up around the 35. You might try a little safe pass, a quick or a bubble to see if you can get 8 or 9 yards to see if you might want to attack here. That's what most coaches do in this situation. If you don't get it, you go ahead and kill the clock for the second half. If you do get it, then you attack.
I'm guessing we're going to run the ball. Jackson will throw for it on the far side. Almost intercepted. Pass intended for Isaac Lewis. If Isaac catches it, 1 yard pickup.
Well, and that's what I was talking about. You stand a better chance of Lawton Ike picking one off and scoring than you do Isaac Lewis catching that and scoring for Guthrie. So it's a big time risk with very little reward to try to attack with only a minute 47 to go without a rushing game to present to them.
Jackson lead play left side, cuts up across the 3rd down 9 from out here.
Absolutely they will. If they're going to do it on the first one, they're certainly going to do it on the second one. And this is an even worse situation for the Blue Jays.
Let's see how Lawton Eisenhower is doing here. Or excuse me, Tulsa Union, as they were down 17-3 to Norman North. Norman North, the number 4 team in the state. Tulsa Union, number 1. Second quarter scored Norman North 28, Tulsa Union 17. That's a rematch of last year's state championship game. Lewis wide open. Jackson throws it out of bounds. It was there. Too good. Jackson to throw that last. Jackson.
Manageable. What you're really wanting is about 5 or 6 yards. Make it a manageable 3rd down to get the first down. And then by running it to the boundary, guess what Jackson Waddell is able to do? Run out of bounds, correct? And stop the clock. So now you can regather, get your thoughts together, and call a play. But you didn't get the 6 yards. You only got 2. That was the problem.
3rd down and 8. Ball's on the far hash mark of the Eisenhower 47. He looks to the near side and short hops the intended receiver, Brody Hinkle, at the 39, right at the first down marker. And Jackson just a little bit off target here tonight, passing the football, and Guthrie will have to punt the football away. Minute 21. Eisenhower will have 1 timeout to work with.
Not an unbelievably unsuccessful possession. It certainly could have been a lot worse. You could have given the ball back on a 3 and out to the Lawton Ike Eagles somewhere around midfield. He did not do that, so now at least you know you're going to go, what kind of miracle here, to the halftime locker room down 3 scores.
In punt, and the ball's fumbled inside the 15, but Eisenhower jumps right on top of it. Boy, that would have been a gift right before halftime.
Oh, Guthrie ball.
Oh, they single Guthrie. Whoa. The return man did not
single the wrong way.
He pointed the wrong way. Okay. Woo.
Gosh.
I was going to go to the eye doctor tomorrow.
Well, that's why when you're going to play it conservative like Lawton Ike is going to do, don't field the punt.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're going to strike here now. If Lawton Ike starts throwing it deep and they actually try to score, then yes, you field it. But if they're going to play it conservatively anyways and just go to the halftime locker room, there's no reason to catch that ball. Just let it roll. And I think in college that would have been a halo violation, don't you?
He didn't signal the fair catch. You still got to allow him to catch.
You got to give him that halo around him.
Definitely a halo. Yeah. First down and 10. R.J. Fisher going to run it.
Stay in bounds.
And he does. Tippy toes to the 13-yard line.
So you have a mismatch. You catch the punt, which you take the risk of fumbling like Lawton Ike did, but then you play it conservative to get to halftime. That was a mismatch in strategy, but Lawton Ike got away with it. Gummit.
Eisenhower obviously taking time off the clock here. Their own end zone. 15-yard
thing to see. Cole Whitfield played an outstanding game at quarterback. Remember Trent Fisher?
Second down 9. Sure do.
Yeah, his boy's the quarterback for the 7th grade team.
Okay. Eisenhower options it off. 20, 25, 26. And that will be the final play of the first half if Lawton Ike chooses to do so.
Pitching the ball backwards. Deep in their own end zone with a 3-score lead when they're not even trying to. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but that's the kind of stuff, though, that'll get them beat in a game that is closer than it is right now.
Lawton Eisenhower 3-0 in district. If they can pull this one off, 4-0 with Carl Albert. Now they got Carl Albert and McGinnis in the next 2 weeks.
Lawton Ike, Del City. They're very similar teams. Del City, remember, had Tony Watson from a year ago.
Fisher throws it on the run. 33, shy of the first down by 93.7 FM KSBI.
Looking to go inside Blue Jay Athletics? Log on to GuthrieSportsPage.com and get all the information on all the Blue Jay events. GuthrieSportsPage.com is your listen to the Blue Jays streaming live over the World Wide Web and has pretty enjoyment.
Michael Pruitt, Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Case supporter Chris Evans with you. Jays in the locker room down here at 28-7. We'll get you caught up on the Golden 28 over Westmore last week. Leads Edmond Santa Fe at halftime, 8-14. Game being played in Edmond Memorial tonight. UConn, and then Edmond North in the second quarter. Last score reporting leads PC 8-7. Same score here in Lawton. The Lawton Ike Eagles lead the Guthrie Blue Jays by a score of 28-7. Time now take a look at some Class 5A football. Halftime lead of 34-7 in the final home game of the year for the Blue Jays.
Brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
The Golden Chick Halftime Show rolls on with the John Vance Auto Group scoring summary after this.
I'm Mike Gundy, head football coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Respect of the opponent, spectators, coaches, and officials is necessary at all levels of athletics and activity programs. Your conduct...
Glad you chose us here tonight on Hot 93.7 FM KSBI here on the Golden Chick Halftime Show. It's the Lawton Eisenhower Eagles 28, Guthrie 7. Take a look at some of the first half stats and numbers of this first half. Lawton Eisenhower almost doubling up the Blue Jays in offense. 218 of total yards. Blue Jays just 124 yards of offense. Guthrie took 6 more offensive snaps than Eisenhower, 34-28. Eisenhower averaging 7.8 yards per play. Guthrie 3.6. Eisenhower, first play from scrimmage, connected on a 45-yard pass and catch. They're in the locker room with 138 yards passing. Guthrie tonight, just 9 yards on 2 of 9 passing. Blue Jays have the 1 interception as well. Rushing numbers favor the Blue Jays, 115-80. Blue Jays have ran the ball 10 more already. Penalties were really the only thing that kind of hurt themselves for Lawton Eisenhower. They finished with 6 penalties for 50 yards. Blue Jays had that 1 penalty for 15 yards, so that's pretty clean so far tonight. Blue Jays have thrown an interception and have turned it over on the ground, and that led to a Lawton point score. Blue Jays and Eagles both have punted twice tonight. Blue Jays have got 9 first downs. Lawton Ike had 11 first downs. Eisenhower, 1 of 3 on third down tries. Guthrie was 2 of 7. Guthrie on fourth down attempts was 1 for 3. Some individual numbers for the Blue Jays. Jackson Waddell, 2 completions for 9 yards. R.J. Fisher completed 9 of his 13 passes for 138 yards, including a touchdown pass. Rushing, Gavin Bryson, the bright spot offensively. 16 carries, 87 yards. Touchdown run for the only scorer for the Blue Jays is number 8, Trey Harris. Trey Harris, 4 catches, 85 yards. Dominique Gooseby, leading tackler for the Blue Jays with 4. And that's about the individual numbers for Guthrie. Again, halftime score, 28-7, Eisenhower on top of the Blue Jays. We're a little over 6 minutes from kicking off the second half. Take our final timeout here on the Golden Chick Halftime Show. Get set for the second half. We'll have our Escort Chevrolet's keys to the second half, as well as our Mercy Health Report. All that coming up after this. This is the Golden Chick Halftime Show.
Hey,
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County.
As well as I get our Mercy Health. Round 9, ball's on the near hash mark for the Blue Jays. Student body getting into it. Jack over the head of Isaac Lewis, who is wide open 41-yard line. Jackson too tall with the pass.
Jackson Waddell. Jackson's good at getting it out of his hands real quick. And the Blue Jays got an initial fourth down in the first half off of it, but have not completed it since then.
3rd down and 9 for the Blue Jays from their own 34. They need the 43-yard line. Jackson rolls to the far side, 3-receiver route. Nobody's open. Jackson throws at the last second. Pass intended for Brady, dropped at the 40. And the Blue Jays are 3 and out on their opening drive here in the second half, down 28-7.
That is something, Guthrie. And you had 3. As you roll the field, the problem field, then you roll the field. It's like you have 18 guys all within a 10-yard space. It makes it hard, doesn't it?
You can see it developing into nothing.
Yep.
Punt formation, David Vargas back has 20. 4th down and 9. Low snap, Vargas has it. Line drive punt. Bounces, so that's good news there. Cautious with him. Lawton Eisenhower, RJ quarterback. He's in a shotgun. In from their own.
Yep, and Lawton Ike was pedestrian, and what I flipped to that screen.
St. trying to get the edge, gets it 15, 20, 25 near sideline, 30-yard line for the Lawton Eisenhower Eagles. They're going to spot it at the 9-yard pickup. That's good enough for a first down by a couple yards.
And it's a great play because if the ball is fumbled, it becomes an incomplete pass because it's thrown forward. And we've seen a lot of college teams go to that little flip on the toss. Now, the one thing it does do, it eliminates the ability of the quarterback to pull the ball out and run back the other way, but it does make it a safer play, which is what Lawton Ike is looking for with a 3-score lead.
1st down and 10 from the 29. 3 receivers to the far side. Ball's on the near hash mark. Now RJ Fisher with 6 seconds on the play clock. Takes a shotgun snap with 5. Comes near side. Caught at the 35. And C.J. Ward with the tackle at the 37-yard line on the reception for the Eisenhower Eagles, number 12. Bradley Washington had a touchdown earlier in this ball game.
It's that little stop pattern to the short side of the field like Guthrie's been running all night. Lawton as if to say, you can do it, we can do it better.
9-yard pickup, 2nd down and 1. Every play in the playbook available here. Fisher passed through the arms of the intended receiver at the 41. Would have been for a first down, but Tariq Jackson able to hold in the fastball from R.J. Fisher. Now 3rd down and 1.
3rd down and 1. I think the Lawton Ike Eagles are going to make this look like they're going to hand it off. And I think the big quarterback, R.J. Fisher, is going to lean forward and get at least attempt to get the first down. That would be the choice of play for me.
It feels like the minimum will be 4, maybe 5 yards minimum for him here tonight. He just seems to have these type play, although on 3rd down tries, Lawton Eisenhower was not very good. They were just 1 of 3.
Although this is the pistol, this would smell handoff. That would be advantage to the Blue Jays.
6 seconds on the play clock. 3rd down and 1. Fisher keeps it. Options off the last second. Blue Jays filled it nicely. Troy Branson comes up. Second effort was to the first down mark, and I think they needed a yard, got a half, and I think the Eagles will move the chains here with 9:44 to play in the 3rd quarter with a 3-touchdown lead, 28-7.
And guess what side of the field they ran that to? The short side again, which means it's quick, and it's that speed option where RJ pitches it really fast, which gets his running back downhill out of that pistol really quick, which means even if he gets hit at the line of scrimmage, he can fall forward for the first down. Good play.
Fresh set of downs for the Eagles. Trying to win 4 ball games in a row. Blue Jays trying to win 2 games for the first time in a row this season. Piedmont at home next week for senior night. Receivers to the far side on the 39-yard, at the 35. He's going to lose some yards here as he's tackled around the 36. Lost a 3 or 4 on the play. Blue Jay defense did a good job there. And again, Lawton Eisenhower, no hurry here, moving the clock here in the third quarter.
That is one play that Guthrie has defensed very well. It's been to Dominique Goosby's side of the field the first 2 times in the first half. This time it was to Turvey Williams, and both Turvey and Dominique Goosby have been able to run that toss play down. So good job defensively by the defensive ends for the Blue Jays.
Ball marked at the 36. They just need shy of midfield. R.J. Fisher looks at 3 receivers to his right, 1 receiver to the left. 8 seconds on the play clock. Ball's on the far hash mark. Fisher looks to throw, and it's through the arms of the receiver at the 39. Incomplete. Troy Branson pressured Fisher there.
It's the old air raid scat play is what they call that, where you flare out a back and the quarterback reads that linebacker. If that linebacker takes the running back on the flare, you throw the replacement route right in the middle, and that's why he did not throw a good football.
There we go. 3rd down and 14. They need midfield. 4 receiver set. Fisher obviously will throw for it. It has time. Goes to the far side. Caught at the first down marker, then breaks the tackle. In Blue Jay territory, 45-40, center of the field to the 35. Now to the 30, 25, and down at the 21-yard line. Big play for Lawton Eisenhower. It's going to be 36 yard.
Yep.
Or number 6 on the reception, excuse me, is Kenyon Parker, the senior. A lot of seniors and juniors on the ball club for Lawton Eisenhower.
One thing that happens to you whenever you get down like this, you're on the road, it's been a hot day, you've only won 2 games, as you stop tackling. Yeah. And I think we saw that on that last play.
43-yard reception, second longest pass play of the night. 45 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Line 1st down and 10. Blue Jays bring 5. And they're going to get to R.J. Fisher. Oh, no, he didn't fall down. Guthrie stopped. Now Fisher to the 30, to the 25, and now they'll get him down. 3 tacklers. Odd play there.
It was.
Fisher got spun around but never went down.
Did not.
Guthrie kind of stopped there a little bit. Fisher was able to avoid a 10-yard loss, and now it's just a 5-yard loss.
Didn't we just talk about that?
Tackling?
Yeah. As you start seeing the clock dwindle and it's, you know, the third quarter's almost halfway over, you haven't made any hay, you've only had the ball for 3 plays. You lose a little bit of intensity when you do that against a team that's more athletic than you are. This is what it starts to look like.
2nd down, 14 for R.J. Fisher and the Eagles. Twin receivers to each side for the senior quarterback. Pretty good baseball player as well. Fisher looks to throw. Has time, now flushed out. Goes into the end zone far side, and it's broken up nicely in the end zone. Pass interference wanted, but it is not there. Is that Marquise Miller?
That's
no, that's getting on that play.
And when you're down 3 scores, you're playing for your playoff lives. All hands on deck, right? Yep. Even your starting running back has to play a significant amount of defense, and that's never a good situation. But Gavin Bryson, he's had a tremendous senior year. He's completely revamped his body language, if you will, and he's a very impressive young man to me.
Marcel Sullivan's unavailable for tonight's ball game. 3rd down and 14. Jays need a stop. 3 receivers to the far side. Watch the guy in the slot.
Or RJ running it.
Fisher looks near side. Throws it up into the end zone. Goosby on the coverage, and the pass never got to the intended receiver. That Goosby on the coverage was Hector Goosby. Yep. And now we'll see what Eisenhower wants to do here on 4th down and 14. Obviously, they're not going to punt here. They're either going to go for it or go for a field goal. And
they will not go for a field goal the way they've kicked it tonight.
Yeah.
And Hector from a safety spot, state receiver like he did, very impressive play. Hector Goosby has played a phenomenal game. So is his brother Dominique.
Yes. Kel Kaufman in at safety spot. C.J. Ward, the other cornerback, with Gavin Bryson.
Yeah, your 2 safeties now are your 2 sophomores, Cale Kaufman and Hector Goosby. Turvey Williams, another sophomore, is in at the Mike position.
4-man front for the Jays. They'll rush for R.J. Rose out, stops the feet, plants, throws it, touchdown Eagles.
Too good. He's too good. Rolling back to his left, which is the wide side of the field, stopping his feet while being rushed, and throwing back to his slant, back to the short side of the field, and able to throw a dart right over good coverage.
It was a dart.
That's just too good. That's good defense. That's just better offense. That's high-level offense, partner.
R.J. Fisher. That is second passing touchdown of the night.
Good luck.
34-7.
people who play this team. They're pretty.
Snap, hold. 6:58 play, third quarter. This is Guthrie Blue Jay.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
If it has to do with cars, trucks, RVs, motorcycles, or boats, the Guthrie Tag Agency can do it all. Hello, friends. This is Chris Evans, the voice of the Guthrie Blue Jays, letting you know the Guthrie Tag Agency has a friendly staff that is trained at accurate service. I know, me, with all my over the state. Give them a call at 282-3873, open 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and located at 2105 South Division.
Eagles go down the field, scored. 83-yard drive. Took them 12 plays to do it. Right at 4 minutes on the drive time. 25-yard touchdown pass. R.J. Fisher, Bradley Washington. Second time those two have hooked up for a touchdown. That's your John Vance Motor scoring summary. 35-7 is your score. Eagles will kick left to right. Little sky kick. Fielded by Kel Kaufman. He gets loose at midfield to the 45, to the 40, 35, 30, and tight steps. The Ike sideline is pushed out of bounds at around the 21-yard line. Nice return for the sophomore. See if that's the spark for the Blue Jays. Get some points on the board. They got to stop Ike, though.
Well, we did mention at halftime, Guthrie, down 3 scores, was probably going to have to score 5 times. You're going to give up 2 more scores to Lawton Ike, as good as they are. That hasn't changed. You just got to crunch the numbers and think, okay, this is how many times I have to score, this is how long we have to do it, and play the tempo from there.
Adams and Gavin in there. Pass caught by Justin Adams. And flag thrown by the umpire, and that would obviously be in the holding or a chop block possibility here.
Yeah, probably a chop block because it's a quick pass. Usually that's what's called a 300 pass pro, which means it's a quick chop, and what a lot of times an offensive lineman will do, that's what it's going to be, is they'll come up like they're pass blocking to get the defense to rush forward, right? Are you following me here, partner? And then once that defense surges forward as they come with a pass block, you cut them and submarine them. And that is very dangerous, and it is obviously illegal.
15 yards of illegal, 30 yards, about the same area the first penalty came in at. Chop block.
Not using his microphone anymore. Told you the second half would be okay on the video feed.
Ball's at the 38. Eisenhower crowds late arriving. Pretty good crowd for the home squad. Jackson options it off to Gavin, trying to get the edge at the boy, that quickly collapsed.
Did you see that defensive tackle? 42, yeah. Number 42 for Lawton Ike. Armin Martin, 5'11", 213-pound senior, from his defensive tackle spot, was able to run with Gavin Bryson. What does that tell you about the team speed? I think he's a defensive tackle. Not, are my eyes deceiving me?
I think he is. I'm not sure if that's the injured player. I like the flag. Unsportsmanlike penalty against the Blue Jays. So that's going to be after the play. It's going to be after the play, so the Guthrie offense will not have the repeat of the down. So second penalty in a row of 30 yards. So the penalty will back it into Guthrie territory, as again this drive started at the 22-yard line of Lawton Eisenhower, but 2 penalties now backs it into Guthrie territory at the 46-yard line. So we're looking at the 12, so that's 38. 38 plus 4 equals 42. So
I built on his own power because he just showed some unbelievable athletic ability, as it looked like that speed option was going to have some room with one of Guthrie's fastest guys, Gavin Bryson, with the ball in his hands. Next thing you know, Martin's running it down and letting the safety come up and clean it up.
Jays need 42 yards. They have 125 on the night. And that young man you were talking about, Casey, able to jog off, so that's good.
I think he was just tired. Needs some Gatorade.
Jackson wants to throw. Far sideline, pass not close to Gabe Guns.
You get spooked as a quarterback when they have such great secondary. You just get, if somebody's not open, everybody looks closed. Whenever the other team's not as fast as you, everything looks open. I'm assuring you tonight, especially after the first interception that Jackson threw, you're trying to be so perfect because if you're not, it's going to end up in baby blue. And I just keep thinking I'm watching the Houston Oilers play.
They need to get rid of those uniforms. So does Western Heights.
Oh, I love those uniforms.
Ugh. Third down to 42. They look like pajamas. Jackson.
Yep.
Intercepted at the 41 to the 45. Here's the return up to midfield, breaking tackles, and finally down at the Guthrie 48-yard line. Eisenhower takes over. It looks like it might be a long trip home for the Blue Jays.
Just said it. As a quarterback, it spooks the heck out of you when they're as athletic as they are on the back end, because if the ball is just a couple of inches off where it needs to be, they're going to be in the right spot and they're going to intercept the ball. They do not allow you second chances on mistakes, and we've seen that a couple of times, and you just hope that right?
Boy, Eisenhower, the sideline is full of energy. He's threw the body into it. Again, the Eisenhower football team has struggled since moving down to 5A. They struggled in 6A football as well on the football side of things. Now, their basketball team's pretty darn good. The first year they moved down to 5A, they won the state championship on the boys' side of things.
Based on the athletes they're putting on the football field, I'm going to guess their basketball team's going to be pretty good, too.
Yeah, they're usually elite. First down and 10, R.J. Fisher. Screen, caught. 45. Breaks the tackle, 40, 35, 30. Far sideline, one guy to beat, 20. And they're going to get him down at the 15-yard line. Hector Gooseby with the tackle, but not before a 30-plus yard pass and catch for the Eagles.
Coach Beebe is just urging his team to continue to give effort. You can see the energy that Coach Beebe still has in coaching his defense, because he knows the spirit is broke. The game is probably out of reach, and you don't want it to become embarrassing, because if you let up at all, this game could go from which is not good,
it's not good at
to
all.
Unbelievable.
No reason why you don't think Ike is going to score. They've been moving the ball, especially in the second half. R.J. Fisher throws it on the run, passes incomplete. At the 12-yard line, pass interference begging by the wide receiver, but it was good coverage there by Hector Gooseby. Again, continues to play a great game defensively.
I was going to say, there's one reason to think they might not score, and that's number 10, Hector Gooseby. That young man, boy, it's none of his doing that it's 35-7. He's been phenomenal tonight, has he not? I think the video feed's been good all except for part of the second quarter, which we pretty much predicted would happen this evening.
Yeah, you never know when you go on the road.
Yeah. Good. It's as good as we can do.
Yeah.
For now.
Home games will be tremendous.
Yes.
Second down and 10 from the Guthrie 15-yard line. R.J. Fisher hands it off to Graham over left guard. He'll get to the 11-yard line. It's a pick. Oh, they're going to give him the 10. So it's a 5-yard pickup. Third down and 5. 5:28, 5:27 to play in the third quarter. Lawton Eisenhower 35-7 over the Jays.
I wonder if he's related to Darius Graham, the running back from Lawton Mac 4 or 5 years ago. I would imagine he is. And I think the most disappointing part of this evening, you knew Lawton Ike was going to score if they had the ball too much. To me, the disappointing part to this point is Lawton Ike's defense is not great, and I really thought Guthrie would be able to control the ball a little bit better.
Third down, 4 yards, and Eisenhower will get half of that, so it'll be 4th down and 2. They will obviously go for it here.
Get the feeling like Lawton Ike is practicing their playbook right now, don't you? Hey, let's see if we can get better at this. Let's see if we can block this guy down, kick, get this guy carried, see if we can execute here, execute there.
And on 4, and see if they can get 4:25 to play here in the third.
And good job, Coach Beebe. I'm just telling you, he willed that defense with his energy. He gave his energy to his kids on defense, and he willed them to continue to play hard, continue to tackle, and get a stop, and keep this game. Now, I know at 35-7, it's a very long shot, with Guthrie not having the ability to hit one deep, at least not a very good ability to do so. But still, you give your team a chance to do something to possibly get back in the game.
Guthrie won a pretty big ball game the first time they ever came to this place,
Sure
but
did.
the last
09.
couple have been pretty ugly, though. Jackson hands off to Gavin. Gavin, couple yards. Was it last year? Was it 50-0 at halftime?
Yeah.
Lawton Mac.
Yeah, I just remember, what was that, 2011?
State championship?
Here.
When
Brian
yeah.
Dutton threw the 7 route into the end zone, about 10 yards out of the end zone. So let's run another play.
Was that here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tulsa Union has their lead 30-28 over Norman North. They just needed
We've been
some
wondering
coffee.
what's been wrong with Norman North all year. Obviously, they figured it out.
Norman North. Deer Creek got beat last night, 28-14. Pump City beat them. Flags, referee.
I'm not sure at this score not even that will perk up.
No, he was in our ears happy about that. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
False start on the Blue Jays. That won't make him happy.
So who's driving home, Phil? You haven't slept in 48 hours.
It will not be me.
I think it's going to be Pruitt. That'd be my guess.
My back was tied at halftime. I went and sat down. I thought, well, I'll stretch my back. Woke up, and there's 52 seconds left in halftime.
Just so you'll know, every time I mute, it's a little bit of brisket and a dill pickle going in my mouth.
Gavin Bryson, handoff left side across the 10 to the 13-yard line on second down and 13. 6-yard pickup, so third down at around 7 yards. Yeah, Phil had to actually drive the truck down a little bit. I had a little crime story break out just before we left town. Guy attempted to break into a house and then tried to hide from the police on the rooftop of the home across the street from the sheriff's office. That was not a good hiding spot.
Coach Bennett didn't know if he was going to get to leave school because of that.
Yeah, shelter in place at Central. Third down and 6. Jack for Isaac Lewis. Overshot a little defensive holding, touching there by the cornerback. No flag, though.
Well,
he did throw a flag. Okay,
the
good.
Head linesman, I think, threw a penalty.
I saw the same thing,
But we've hit on this before the game started, Phil. We hit on it at halftime. Pass interference on the defense. This drive will continue. Very, very disappointing energy level from everybody involved. Yes, no?
Yeah, I mean, everybody but our coaches.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're working their tails off down here, but, that's a tough deal. I can fortunately say I was never part of a team that had a problem with energy, and not to say that we won all our games. We didn't, but it's just that's something that's got to come from inside these young men.
I think it started with the showing of the crowd. Would you agree with that?
I think it started when the kids got here.
Okay.
And I don't think that helped when, you're two hands and the only people you thank you for those parents that did.
No doubt.
Drive.
No doubt.
It's just tough. It's tough.
It's tough. And now you just got to continue to bow your neck like the Blue Jay defense did last possession.
Absolutely.
And continue to play. I was very proud of that defense.
Well, and you caught on to it. I mean, you of course, you're a coach yourself. You notice those things. But Coach Beebe, I didn't see him coach harder all year than I did on that last drive. I mean, he's not going to allow the kids to give up.
Nope.
And that's
there's a lot of pride down there.
A lot of pride.
A lot of pride.
A lot of championships. A lot of great coaches down here, and they're doing everything they can to get these kids back on track.
Play clock finally put back into play after Eisenhower had to substitute a few players. First down and 10 from the 29 after the penalty. Jackson sideline caught by Isaac for about an 8-yard pickup. First completion in a while for the Blue Jays. I think that's their third catch of the night. It is. Bryson needed the 39, gets the 42, so they'll stop with 2:42 to play here in the third. Jays down 4 touchdowns, 35-7. I don't know why I remember the score, but I remember 2005, the playoff game in Shawnee. It was 35-0 at halftime, and the game ended 35-7. Why that game?
Carrollton, Texas.
Carrollton, Texas. First down and 10. Jackson rolls to the right side. Got a man wide open. Had 2 men wide open. Isaac dropped it at the 45, but I don't know if Jackson could get there or not, but streaking down wide open was Gabe Gonzalez.
I've talked all night and all year how proud I am of Gavin Bryson, the way that he plays. Phil, did you see him what's called set the edge to give Jackson the time to throw that ball? Excellent block, Gavin Bryson.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about it earlier. Gavin's done a great job having a really good senior campaign and playing hard on both sides tonight.
Gavin, 20 carries, 96 yards. Jackson bootleg, rolls wide open to the 45, spins at the 40, and down at the 39-yard line. 19-yard pickup for the Blue Jay offense. First down and 10.
Good play, that little waggle boot play where you fake a run play back and then you bootleg back the other, and then you kind of have one of those little whips where the receiver starts inside then breaks back out. Good misdirection pass play. Love that kind of offense.
Jackson keeps it. Left, cuts it up to the 35, down at the 32. Junior quarterback picks up 7 yards. Jays need the 29 for the first down. Under 2 to play in the third quarter. Again, Lawton Eisenhower 35, Guthrie 7. Eisenhower scored the game's first 2 touchdowns and has scored the last 3 touchdowns. Second down and 3. 2 receivers to the far side. Jackson will roll. Not much pressure. Throws it on the run zone. No, shy of the end zone. Caught inside the 5. Down at the 1-yard line. 31-yard pass and catch. Gabe Gonzalez. I think Coach Mick went back to the play where Gabe was streaking wide open.
No doubt.
And now it's first and goal for the Blue Jays.
You talk about a team continuing to play hard for their coaches. This Blue Jay team is doing that. They got the stop defensively on the other end. Now they're capitalizing on that and knocking on the door offensively.
See if Gavin Bryson get his second touchdown tonight. Jackson will try to get his first, though. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jackson Waddell. He fumbled a bit after he crossed the plane. Touchdown, Blue Jays, as they get their second score. 35-13, PAT upcoming. 1:23 to play in the third.
The way Lawton Mack just
win, the perfect game.
Yeah. The way Lawton Ike is not able to run the ball traditionally, just turn around and hand it off. On the defensive side, the way that they can get undisciplined, anything's on. You never can tell. You get an onside kick, you get a turnover. Crazier things than this have happened. Jackson Waddell, very capable quarterback, to executing some drives to get back in this game. Good energy for the Blue Jays.
Vargas PAT is good. Cuts the lead down to 21. 35-14, 1:23 to play in the third. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
John Vance Auto Group is proud to be a sponsor of Guthrie High School football.
The John Vance Auto Group is 100% family owned. My children, Megan and Garrett, both participate in this ownership, as well as my nephew, Derek, who runs our Miami store. And I think we go about the old golden rule. How do we want to be treated in these situations? We sell cars, but we are in the people business. Taking care of people is what it's all about. And it's a family tradition with each and every one of them, including myself.
John Vance Auto Group.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided. Choose Mercy.
Blue Jays back in the end zone. 88-yard drive on 9 plays. Jackson Waddell with the 1-yard touchdown run. 3 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock. New score, 35-14. That's been your John Vance Motors scoring summary.
Last time you put scoreboard pressure, at least some scoreboard pressure, on Lawton Ike, guess what happened? They returned a kick.
75 yards.
Yeah, 75 yards and all that momentum, sudden change, all that kind of thing. The first thing you need here after you got a big defensive stop, you got the offensive touchdown off of the defense. Now you need to complete the circuit with a kick, get this thing in the end zone, and or cover this thing.
Blue Jays kick deep for the first time, fill it to 7, quickly 15, 20, 25, and hauled down just shy of the 30-yard line, tackled by number 30, Chance Lawson for the Blue Jays, the junior. That'll be first down and 10 for the R.J. Fisher-led Eagle offense.
Well, let me get geeky here for a minute. There is 13 minutes and 17 seconds left. Average drive is about 4 or 5 minutes, so that tells you that unless Lawton Ike just decides to start throwing the ball and throw incomplete passes, you're going to get 3, possibly 4 possessions left, and you need 3 touchdowns. That's your margin for error right now.
Jays could definitely use a turnover to help increase those odds. First down and 10 from the 29-yard line. R.J. Fisher will throw for it. Nothing there, and the Blue Jays fumbles the football. I think Guthrie pounced on. They say they did, and they do. Jumps on the fumble, and As for the turnover, thou shalt receive at the inside the 25-yard line.
Well, like I said, anything can happen in high school football, and if you score here and go down just 35-21 still in the third quarter, game on. I will guarantee you that.
Blue Jays will take over at the Eisenhower 25, twin receivers each side. Jackson looks to throw, has time, plants the feet wide open, is caught at the 12 to the 10 to the 5, touchdown Blue Jays! Gabe Gonzalez from 25 yards out, and the Blue Jays quickly strike back on the board. It's now 35-20, PAT upcoming.
Lawton Ike had the 4-score lead. They were trying to score inside the 20, and Coach Beebe just willed his defense to somehow get a stop. Next thing you know, you go score. Now it's game on, no doubt about it.
The turnover cashed into points, the extra point. It's a line drive, good looking kick, and it is good. David Vargas pulls the Blue Jays within 14, 35-21. Don't go away. We're back after this from Lawton, Oklahoma. This is Blue Jay football.
She's your mom, and you want to do your best. And at Golden Age Nursing Home and Ash Street Senior Living, we know just how difficult it is to make choices when it comes to your loved one's needs, and we can help. You'll find caring, supportive staff members and a full range of healthcare services. You'll also find a commitment to quality throughout all of our nursing home and healthcare agencies. Call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144 or Ash Street Senior Living at 282-2000. You want to do your best, and so do we.
Sports, a powerful force in our society. Through sports, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes impacts the young people of our nation. Our ministry, faith, integrity, and values. There will be a Fellowship of Christian Athletes. To learn more, call 1-800-289-0909 or visit fca.org.
Cameron Stadium, Blue Jays strike twice within just a few seconds. And Phil, turnovers led the points. Blue Jays quickly back in this one.
Well, he said if we could get it within 2 scores going into the fourth quarter, we got a slugger's chance. So the kids are doing what they need to do to stay in the ball game.
35-21, David Vargas will kick right to left on the array bench, and it will go out of bounds. That will draw the flag, and it'll be first down and 10 Eagles. Well, Blue Jays one play, 25 yards. It was a touchdown pass from Jackson Waddell to Gonzalez, who was wide open. Jackson with the fastball right to him. Took 8 seconds to do it. New score, 35-21. Minute 2 at the time. Still a minute 2 left here in the third quarter. That scoring summary brought to you by our good friends at the John Vance Motors Auto Group. Not only a great location in Guthrie, but Perry and Miami. Eagles will have it after the kick went out of bounds at the 35-yard line. First down and 10. See if Lawton goes back to the ground game. A little bit more cautious here. They still got to run their offense. They just can't start milling this one in quite just yet. And now they'll jump off sides. And so back them up 5 yards to the 30. First down 15 upcoming. So, momentum, a good thing, and that momentum and that good thing right now on the sidelines of the Blue Jays.
We talked about the discipline or lack thereof, the fact they might just go to throwing the ball, continuing even with a 3-score lead. They've done that, then they turned it up. Do you need stops? You need stops basically in 3-and-out scenarios. And that, I said that 3-possession game, obviously with that turnover and the quick strike, that gives you that 1 extra possession. So now you have 4, maybe 5 left from the time I said that a minute ago.
R.J. Fisher, 3 receivers set. 4 receivers. The receiver on the far side, almost in the Guthrie bench. Second down 9. Fisher looks near side, wants to throw near side, throws it downfield, and it's incomplete. C.J. Ward, step for step with number 12, Bradley Washington, who has 2 touchdown receptions. Stops the clock with 15. Snap coming at the 36. Big stop here. We continue the momentum.
These are the situations where tonight you have not won. Lawton Ike's receivers have beaten Guthrie secondary in these situations. And I think it's because Guthrie's played a little loose, trying to stay away from the deep ball. You can't do that anymore. You just got to simply play tight coverage, hope for the best, and hope you knock one down.
5-man front for the Blue Jays. 2 linebackers in the middle, 4 receivers for Lawton Eisenhower. It's 3rd down and 9 from the 36. Blue Jays bring 6, now they bring 7. Fisher flushed out of the pocket, gets to the 35 and pushed out of bounds shy of the 40. Going to be about 5 yards shy of the first down. And still 8 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Eisenhower will have to punt the football away.
And it took less than 1 minute.
Yes.
In 2 possessions, they got the ball with 1 minute, 15 seconds to go.
54 seconds officially.
Yeah, well, I mean, the possession before that when they fumbled.
Well, this one was.
And in 2 possessions,
yeah,
they're punting it back when they had it, in less than 2 minutes. That's the kind of offense they run. It's explosive, but it's hard for them to keep a lead.
Eisenhower needs. They're not even punting formation. 9 seconds on the play clock. They had 9 men on the field. Now 10, now 11 are on there. 4 seconds on the play clock. It's a snap to Fisher, and he will punt this one. It's a short punt, though. Guthrie coaches say get away. CJ picks up, though, at the 32. Far side quickly to the 40, to the 45, down at midfield. They'll mark him down at the Eisenhower 49, and that's the end of the third quarter. It should be a fun fourth quarter. Come back and join us. This should be a good one in Lawton, Oklahoma. 21 at the end of the third quarter. Eisenhower on top. This is Blue Jay football.
And we'll help you if you need. Don't worry about you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet. Just a short drive to I-35 and the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Ike has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 3.
That's how you Sonic.
Glad to have you here tonight on the field. Phil Nichols on the camera is Michael Pruitt, Craig Fleck on the stats. Casey Porter to my right. I'm Chris Evans. Thanks for joining us here on this Friday night. Blue Jays down 35-7, but scored 2 touchdowns in less than a minute to pull back within 2 touchdowns, 35-21. They have the football at midfield. Can the Blue Jays come back with the big rally?
And with the field position you have, just down 2 scores, you can go back.
Left to right on the radio dial. Lewis into motion, left to right. Jackson wants to throw, has time to throw, goes downfield, looking for the intended receiver of Brody Hinkle and or Kay Gugasberg. It overshoots them both by a couple of yards. It's incomplete.
What you don't want to do is get greedy. You know you can run the ball, Lawton Ike. You have plenty of time to score twice. You've got some momentum defensively. You don't want to just try to score both touchdowns all on one play about 4 or 5 times in a row.
And as you say that, Parker Rainey comes in and it says Dane Jenkins to line up at tight ends.
Yep. Run this thing right at him. You got 3 more downs to get the first down.
Second down 10. Hand off to Gavin. Dancing, left guard. Gavin shoots out of the pile across the 45 to the 44. 5-yard pickup, almost 6.
Yeah.
So third down, we'll call it a long 4 for Gavin and the Blue Jays. Gavin now.
The ability to continue to run the ball if you need to keep the ball in your hands.
Gavin, 22 carries, 108 yards rushing tonight so far. Third down and 4. Give it back to Gavin, left side. Spins, hit. Back to the line of scrimmage, 4th down 4.
That ace set with 2 tight ends where you don't have a lead blocker, we mentioned this in the first half, has not been a good set for this Blue Jay offense because Lawton Ike has been able to read their key, run to Gavin, which is their key, and they're just simply too athletic. You got to have some misdirection in your rush game if you want to have success against Ike.
Blue Jays will go for it on 4th down. Bootleg, Jackson throws it wide open. It was Dane Jenkins and Jackson. Ball was there. Guthrie now 1 of 4. Jackson rolled out.
Great play call.
Jackson got happy feet that Dane was so wide open. Seemed to force the football.
Stretch boot. You look like you're going to run one way, which should work because you've ran the ball very well all night. You boot back the other way to a tight end that nobody is expecting to get the ball and just overthrew him just a touch. And Dane's not used to catching the ball, so for him to catch it in that situation, you're going to have to put it right on him, right?
Yeah, I don't think.
This is going to be R.J. Fish ball.
They didn't really have a fair chance at that one either, though. A little tough. Stay in bounds is 45 to the 41.
Was that the final turn?
Could have been. Blue Jays had all the momentum on their side.
Tried to go deep. with the good field position on first down, which is extremely intelligent, and then have 3 downs to get the first, knowing you had the 3 more downs to do it. Called the exact right plays, just did not quite execute. That one's hard for me to get over.
17-yard pickup for Eisenhower on first down. They're obviously in no hurry to snap the football with 14 seconds on the play clock. First down and 10 at the Guthrie 40-yard line. 10:22 to 10:21 left in this one.
You've got enough possession still. You're going to get 2 more possessions. The question is, can you stop Lawton Ike? And can you do it in time?
Man in motion, they fake it this time. Fisher throws it away. Nice shot there by Arf.
With a guy like R.J. Fisher, you're not going to get him one-on-one. You got to pin him in. You got to have pursuit from both edges and then pursuit up the middle where he has nowhere to go but backwards.
Campbell Leach, David Scott applying the pressure that time. Stops the clock with the incomplete pass. 10-10.
Even if you do stop him, that missed 4th down, Lawton Ike would punt and you lost a lot of time and field position.
Second down 10 from the Guthrie 40. Blue Jays rush 4, handoff up the middle to the 35 is the running back. A pickup of 5 yards on the carry there. Number 27, Kenneth Grahame, the tailback, senior.
Big question for you. 4th down and 2. What do you do?
If I'm Eisenhower, I'll go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
I think I try to punt it. Pin the Blue Jays inside the 10. Play the field position with a 2-score lead.
I got R.J. Fisher and I need 2 yards. I think see if he can run for 3 or 4.
And he's down here on the other end.
Good luck stopping it twice then.
Yes.
3rd down at 5. Graham, we'll find out, Casey. He got stopped at the line of scrimmage, so now
punt.
Actually lost a yard, so it's 4th down and 6.
I guess a no-brainer punt.
Punt team yet to come onto the field. They're going to try to maybe get the Jays to jump off sides, I would think, here. 4th down 6.
If you're going to punt, losing 5 yards doesn't hurt you.
No. They will show that they will go for it. Play clock just put into motion, so.
Can I believe they handed that ball off? I can't believe that was not some type of read option.
Now they'll bring in the punt team. They better hurry up. They got 14 seconds on the play clock.
They don't care if they get a
that's true.
delay game.
10 seconds.
Going to take one, and Guthrie's going to decline it.
5 seconds.
Little gamesmanship.
And they will be backed up.
Keep in mind.
He snapped the ball. Fisher was at the 25-yard line. Fisher, that was almost doomsday for them, as likely Fisher's the athlete that he is.
Yeah.
That ball would have gone past his head and toward midfield, but instead the punt out of bounds stops at the 23-yard line. So it's a 15-yard punt. So 13-yard punt. 8.5 minutes to go in this one. Down 2 scores, 35-21.
Blue Jays still have all 3 timeouts. So if you score, use your timeouts. You easily have enough time to get the ball twice and score twice. No doubt about it.
Blue Jays 235 yards of offense. Lawton Eisenhower right now 369 yards of total offense. Gavin Bryson, carry on the right side, hit for a loss. Back at the 21-yard line, loss of 2.
This is where the field position, but it absolutely kills you on the clock. You're playing 2 games here. You're playing to gain yards and to save clock.
Second down 12, couple tight ends in there. Jackson wants to throw. Looking for Isaac Luke. He's open, but instead went it underneath to Gabe Gonzalez. That pass was incomplete.
The old smash route that's the professional throw. From one hash all the way back to the other sideline, that's a throw that they rate professional quarterbacks on to see if they can make that throw, right? With the athletic ability in the second, the opposite hash to the sideline. And with all the athletic ability in the secondary Lawton Ike has, that's a spooky throw for Jackson Modelli. I think he just threw it away.
Eisenhower takes a timeout. We'll keep it here. 7:58 left in the ball game. Guthrie down 35-21. Scoring update real quick. Tulsa Union continues to lead. 5 minutes ago in the third quarter, they led 30-28. That's a number 1 versus number 4 showdown, a repeat of last year's state championship football game. So Norman North trying to represent
the West.
That is a repeat,
isn't it?
Yeah. Class 6A Division II. Lawton has now taken the Enid 48-21. That game's in the 4th quarter. Stillwater again, victory last night. Muskogee in Sand Springs, that's an 8-9 matchup. Muskogee with a field goal lead of 30-27. And Bartlesville Sapulpa
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Sapulpa's going to win, but close your eyes.
Yeah, 9-2. Bartlesville's winning that game.
I can't talk. We won a game 6-2 the other night, so.
That's junior high football. Noble is at Essential, 5-point lead for them, 36-31. Ardmore big over Western Heights. Bishop Kelly, by the way, got beat tonight. Skytook beat them 45-23.
Skytook, very capable program. Big third down here. Do you punt it if you don't get it? Lots of situations to make.
Third down and 12. Jackson center of the field and incomplete. Gabe Gonzalez and Isaac Lewis were wide open, but Jackson went to Gabe and threw it at the ankles of Gabe, and Gabe never had a shot at that one. It's fourth down, and Jays bring the punting team back onto the field.
You punt because you still have 3 timeouts. If you didn't have all 3 of your timeouts, you would not be awarded the ability to punt here because you don't have enough time. So I think because you have the 3 timeouts left, this is absolutely no doubt the right play. Plus, it's 4th and 12, and who or what do you have to get 12 yards on one play?
David Vargas inside his 10 punt formation. 7:55 left in the game. It's a good snap. David will punt this one up into the air. Takes a big Blue Jay bounce across the 40, across the 35, across the 30, and down near the 25-yard line. Well, Casey Porter got one more score to report to you.
Okay.
The Sooners of Oklahoma had the nation's longest winning streak snapped last week.
Yes.
Iowa State.
And so the second-place team had their snap this week.
Clemson falls to Syracuse.
Clemson does that every year, it seems like. Last year it was Pitt. Remember that?
Yes.
It's called Clemson. It's Clemsoning.
Clemsoning, yeah. Their quarterback went down with an injury.
They actually termed that Clemsoning.
Is that an action verb?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm a history teacher, by the way.
Oh.
Exciting scores for the high school this year.
First down and 10, yeah, for the Eagles at the 25-yard line. Fisher, option.
They're done handing it off.
Yeah. Fisher will get to the 30. 5-yard pickup. Second down, 5 upcoming. I actually give him 6.
We got a thoroughbred back there.
Yeah.
Maybe the best quarterback in state. We're done with all this cute. I said maybe. In 5A.
Definitely our district.
Well, who'd be better in 5A?
I haven't seen everybody.
So you think there's somebody better on the east side than R.J. Fisher?
Bishop Kelly quarterback looked good in the scrimmage. I still take Fisher over him. Class 5A football, yeah, you might be right. Yeah. I was trying to think hard for you. I was trying to have good radio, but I can't even.
They're done not giving it to him.
Fisher across the 35, and Phil. I think Casey's on to something. I think R.J. Fisher, probably the best quarterback in 5A football.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with that. Sure, based on everybody we've seen, including the kid from McGinnis in the scrimmage. I'll take the Fisher
Bishop
kid.
Kelly.
Now,
I'm sorry, Kelly, thank you.
Now, the one kid we have not seen, and he got hurt again,
Carter LaValle.
bless his heart, the junior for Carl Albert and the baseball coach's son, Carter LaValle. We have not seen him.
I saw him on a highlight pass with a yard pass to.
Played the whole second half with a broken collarbone. Did not tell anybody till after the game. What a tough kid.
That was questionable with a hangnail tonight.
Yes.
Fought through it, though. First down and 10 for the Eagles.
One thing about it.
Lost.
When your shoulder comes out of socket, you're not questioned.
Trust me. For someone who's had surgery on their shoulder, know all about it.
Woo! Woo!
Ugh, my goodness.
That felt just about like that ice bath you took at Turkey Creek that day when it was 108 degrees.
Coldest water I've ever felt in my life. Oh, it was so cold.
You got to be a man to take that, don't you? It gives you chills just thinking about it, doesn't it?
8 seconds on the play clock. 5:47 left in the ball game. Lawton Eisenhower possibly on their way to winning 4 in a row. Fisher keeps it. No surprise. Dancing. 40. 45 midfield. First down.
You know, they threw the ball. They kind of come out, wanted to throw the ball, then fumbled. And they came out and threw the ball twice. The next possession, let Guthrie got back in the game. So it's like, you know what? A little too close for comfort. So we're going to go ahead and nail this thing down and go back to running our offense, which is whatever we want to do with R.J. Fisher. Kid's impressive.
Well, Case, you go RJ right, you go RJ left. Perhaps you go RJ up the middle. I'm guessing you go RJ to the right.
I think I throw the ball here.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I'm rooting for Guthrie. This middle guy, the second guy on the top is
They
dead.
toss it to Grahame. Grahame will pick up 5 yards.
Looky there. Now see what they did? You know what that goes in as?
Pass.
A completed pass. You laugh at me, but yet I said I would throw the ball, and guess what Lawton Ike did?
Threw it a half an inch.
And again, we mentioned that being a forward pass. If you drop it, it's incomplete. But the disadvantage of that is that there is no quarterback read game involved with that, because once the ball's in the air, obviously you can't get it back.
2nd down and 6, 4.5 to play in the ball game. Guthrie down 2 touchdowns. Fisher takes a snap with 3 seconds on the play clock. Rolls left side, 45. Danger of going to the house at any given time. Gets it to the 40. Another first down for the Eagles. They'll be able to take another 2 minutes or so off this game clock.
Man, I'm not into moral victories. I don't like moral victories. Don't really believe in them. But gallant effort second half of this Blue Jay team. We've seen that time and time again this year. This Blue Jay team continues to fight in the second half. And it all goes back to that defensive possession when Coach Beebe would not quit fighting.
Blue Jays
did it too soon. Would you agree with that?
Ike was able to get to a 35-7 lead. Jays has scored the last 2 touchdowns. Pitch to Grahame, breaks the tackle at the 40, quickly to the 30, and close to the first down marker.
And especially in a game like this where you really had visions of winning, you know, like Carl Albert game, you're so outmatched that you're looking for positives. In a game like this, you expected to win. And so to say that, well, we played hard here, there, that's very little consolation, I'm sure, for Coach Beebe as he looks at it, because it's a district loss and it's one that at the beginning of the year you felt like you could win. Beginning of the night.
Eisenhower, 416 yards of offense. They've now taken 60 offensive snaps.
Yeah.
Blue Jays 57 offensive snaps.
For Guthrie to win this game, it was going to have to be somewhere around 35-40 offensive snaps for Lawton Ike.
First down and 10. RJ Fisher has to take a timeout. We'll do the same thing with 3:18 left in this one. Eisenhower 35, Guthrie 21. This is Blue Jay football.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Looking to go inside Blue Jay athletics? Log on to GuthrieSportsPage.com and get all the information on all the Blue Jay events. GuthrieSportsPage.com is your source for all Blue Jay information. Visit the ever-growing SoundCloud page and listen to pre- and post-game interviews, player spotlights, and complete game recaps. GuthrieSportsPage.com provides a link to listen to the Blue Jays streaming live over the World Wide Web and has pre- and post-game stories for your reading enjoyment. GuthrieSportsPage.com, your source for all Blue Jay information.
Back here in Lawton, Oklahoma, Cameron Stadium. Michael Pruitt, Phil Nichols, Craig Flick, Casey Porter, Chris Evans with you. Jordan back in our Stillwater studio. First down and 10 for Eisenhower. It's ball's on the 28-yard line. First down and 10. Eisenhower on their way to 4 wins in a row. Got Thursday night, mostly Arthur. Handoff, loss for a loss, back to the 35, loss of 7.
First of all, the defense knows you're not going to run out of bounds, so they're going to pin you in. And RJ's even telling his coaches, quit running those stretch plays. Let's run something up the middle that goes forward. We have a 2-score lead. What are we doing? He is not happy. Look at him. He's still upset with the play call and how this offense is going sideways right now.
So if Eisenhower can hold on to this, they will improve to 4-3. You would think they go to Carl Albert, lose 4-4, go to McGinnis. That could be a ball game, but
yeah, definitely could
on the paper we'll go 4-5, and then Northwest Classen is a win. So possibly 5-win season. If you can beat McGinnis, you got 6 wins. But no matter what happens here, even with 2 losses to Carl Everett and McGinnis, Lawton Eisenhower looks like they'll be the number 3 team in the district because they week in 1. They're winning here tonight against Guthrie.
Well,
playoff spot left, and it comes down to Guthrie, Woodward, and Piedmont. Piedmont still a fighting chance out there. They'll be the underdogs to get that 4th spot. Woodward not playing very good. Piedmont not playing very good. Guthrie not playing very good. So one of those teams will get the 4th and final spot. So next week, as bad as Piedmont is a big game on senior night.
Where is Lawton Ike McGinnis game being played?
Here.
Ooh, man. I think Lawton Ike has better skill players than McGinnis.
Well, I mean, Dominic Richardson, R.J. Fisher, you cancel them out, right? Although R.J. Fisher can throw the football, Dominic cannot run the football. Fisher rolls out to the far side. Will throw it on the run, wide open, caught at the 22-yard line, shy of the first down by 4 yards. It's a pickup of about
Trent Fisher,
15, 16 points.
Trent Fisher, I knew I'd do that. R.J. Fisher, I think he's calling his own plays at this point. He's going all Terry Bradshaw on us.
Blue Jays taking the... So if Guthrie were to lose this game and able to beat Piedmont, able to beat Woodward, would capture the 4th spot in the district. And right now, if the season ended and it happened, Guthrie would be going to Ardmore. So it would be right now, it would be week 8 in Woodward, week 9 in Guyman, and week week 11 in Ardmore.
And if you don't like what you're seeing athletically from Lawton Ike on the field this evening, you're definitely not going to like what you see in Ardmore, because they're going to have cats all over the field that look just like this, running that flex bone, and it's going to be a difficult deal.
Yeah, real difficult.
They've given Carl Albert, other than Lawton High, given Carl Albert their best game of the year.
28-12, Ardmore lost that game, and the legs up and winning to go through. So I think 5-8-1 top to bottom. Yeah. I mean, Duncan, Duncan, I mean, you look at, we'll get to that here in a second. 3rd down and 5 from the 23-yard line. Under 3 minutes left in this one. 35-21 Eisenhower. Fisher wanted to throw, nothing there. Breaks it down, gets to the 20, 1st down, and just about ices this one here. But you look at Lott MacArthur, Dale City, Altus, and Ardmore, the 4 teams probably qualify for the playoffs. Outside looking in would be somebody like Duncan. So
I think Lawton Ike's the determining factor of that. If they were in 6, what is Guthrie, 2? Or
5-8-2? Yeah.
If they were in 5-8-1 like they should be, right next to Duncan and Ardmore and all these places, then I think you could give it to 5-8-1. But Lawton Ike being in Guthrie's district, I think they're the swing team.
Remember, 5-8-2 was a state championship game last year. Carl Albert McGinnis.
Yeah.
2:24 left in this one. 1st down and 10 from the 16-yard line. Fisher filling it. He's going to run in from 16 yards out. Touchdown, R.J. Fisher. And now he's going to draw a flag. I think he pushed off
I don't know.
on CJ at the last second once he got in there.
I don't know what he was supposed to do, though. CJ came up and challenged him. He's supposed to let a kid run you over. I don't know about that. At least put it on both of them. I think they're going to call this. Referee stopped turning his mic on about a quarter and a half ago, so.
We'll have to read his sign language.
I think it's going to go on Guthrie. Yeah, CJ's the one who initiated it. Maybe not. I don't know.
Referees explained it to the Eisenhower bench. So after the foul play, personal foul, Guthrie. So it goes on CJ Ward. PAT upcoming. Eisenhower trying to double up the Blue Jays here on a Friday night. Comanche County. Extra point, block, no good. Score 6, 41-21.
Is that where we're at, Comanche County?
2:18 left in this one. Timeout from Lawton. This is Guthrie, Blue Jay football.
Living, we know just how difficult it is to make choices when it comes to your loved one's needs, and we can help. You'll find caring, supportive staff members and a full range of healthcare services. You'll also find a commitment to quality throughout all of our nursing home and healthcare agencies. Call Golden Age Nursing Home at 282-0144 or Ash Street Senior Living at 282-2000. You want to do your best, and so do we.
For
decades, Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years.
I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would about the
R.J. Fisher flexes muscles once again. 16-yard touchdown run. Eisenhower 75-yard drive, 11 plays, over 5 minutes to get into the end zone. New score, Eisenhower 41, Guthrie 21. 2:18 left in this one. Scoring summary, way too many for Lawton Eisenhower. Brought to you by the John Dance Motors Auto Group.
And add insult to injury for a team that has not had success kicking the ball very well. Gave them 15 yards. Now they get to kick it from the Blue Jay 45.
Blue Jays without the services of Marcellus Owens tonight. Blue Jays, other than that, everybody else all hands board tonight.
Yeah, all hands were on deck.
Well, Eisenhower got Guthrie's best shot. Ball kicked inside the 5 and returnable from the 1 out to the 10 on the far sideline. 15. Pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line is Gavin Bryson. Gavin yards rushing tonight. Scoring summary, stats, interviews, player of the game, all coming up in our TIG post-game show. Blue Jays back on the field offensively, 233 yards tonight, 91 through the air, 142 on the ground. We have a flag, or a timeout taken by Eisenhower. We got a timeout spin as well. Now 2:13 left in the ball game. 41-21, Eisenhower in the lead. This is Blue Jay football.
These tenders have always been my number one. Crispy, tasty, crazy delicious. They rule.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with Golden Tenders. Pick up the $6 3-tender deal today. 3 crispy hand-battered tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink. All for just $6.
50 years. You rock, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
Coming up next, it's the Terra Insure Group postgame show featuring stats, highlights, plays of the game, on-field interviews, and the player of the game.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Jays on first down and running along the left side. A 6-yard pickup by Jackson Waddell.
Couldn't get Craig to be quiet there, could we? On the commercial.
Yeah, he kept talking about the great folks at F&M Bank. Second down and 4 from the 25-yard line. Justin Adams gets the carry left side. First down at the 30. Upended at 2 minutes to go in this one.
Well, their band is good, aren't they?
They do got a good band. Lawton High School city champs this year. Lawton MacArthur second. Lawton Eisenhower third. If we're counting at home. Lawton High is your Lawton High champions.
They all play each other?
Yeah.
Lawton Ike finished third, did you say?
Yeah. Lost to both MacArthur and Lawton High.
Boy, Mac has struggled too.
Yeah.
How did this team lose to Lawton Mac?
Pass incomplete, intended for Dominic Gooseby. Yeah, Del City came here last Thursday and took him down.
Del City looks just like this. And when they have the right quarterback, they're tough.
Well, they got the right quarterback, and they are physical at wide receiver.
Talking about Del City?
Yes. Tony moving up to 6A next year. Second down 10, fall start upcoming on the Jays.
They will immediately drop off the face of the planet because kids won't want to go to Del City and get their brains beat in.
Yeah.
I think
it does help it's Division II. That does help a little bit.
That has helped. But I think going down to 5A, not just from a competitive level.
Same thing with Eisenhower.
Yes. But from the fact that, hey, if we go out for Ike, we might win a state title.
Yeah.
That kind of excitement gets kids out.
Second down, 15, handoff left side. And I think that's Adams again getting to the 35-yard line. Pickup of 8. I think that was Justin. Justin or Gavin? I don't think Justin. It is Justin. Blue Jays got to regroup quickly. It's not going to feel good, I can tell you, that trip home. But Piedmont on a short week and then 2 trips to Wood. Got to win those 3. Got to win the next 2, no doubt.
If you lose next week, those trips get really stinky.
Well, yes. Remember, pass is incomplete. Remember, Piedmont gave Guthrie one of the worst losses in program history last year.
They're not as good this year. They had Noah Allen a year ago at quarterback, who was a tremendous pitcher and baseball player, very experienced. And it took everything Piedmont could to beat Guthrie a year ago. So I think it would be a major upset for that to happen. But is Guthrie as good as they were a year ago? So, I think Guthrie's a substantial favorite.
Fourth down, 6. Minute 23 left in this one. The David Vargas end-over-end punt will bounce at the 35. Blue Jay bounce will be dead around the 32. R.J. Fisher come out, take a couple of knees, and end this one.
Phil, have you game planned who's driving home yet?
I know it's not going to be myself or Chris, because Chris will be wanting to write a story.
And it's not going to be Craig.
Hey, I had to write the story, Phil. It was
whatever.
The Guthrie readers had to know what was going on.
Did I get any mention in that story for sacrificing?
You know what? I forgot to put a part in the story that would have been important about the shelter in place for a couple of schools.
Oh boy.
We know it's not going to be Craig. You just said it's not you. It's not going to be Chris.
Looks like somebody's got to come get us because I guarantee you my son's not driving me home.
Michael Pruitt. All those pictures you're able to watch at home, courtesy of Michael Pruitt. We appreciate him.
We're staying in Lawton not 1 second longer than we have to, correct?
No,
is that how that
absolutely
works?
Correct.
Victory formation gone awry.
Well,
grab that referee, Mike, as soon as they walk off the field, if you don't mind.
Eisenhower, was it ever seen a false start on victory formation?
Well, it was a guy trying to get on the field late.
Had to come to Lawton, was it last year? 2 years ago. Basketball.
Came to Duncan by yourself.
Yeah.
For a first-round basketball playoff game. When we were on 93.7 the first time.
Came down last year, too, I think it was.
Basketball. They had some good
basketball
teams back then, yeah.
Victory formation, minute 9. Probably got to do this one more time if we have good officiating.
Yes, creative officiating.
Creative officiating.
You know what's creative is the advertising banner on top of the play clock.
One's got to look at it.
25 times tonight. That's outstanding. It's like the second half of the video feed's been good, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
We called that one. If you get through the second quarter, you're in good shape. That was operator error, I think. From the driver home.
I think he was dozing off. Final snap of this one. Lawton Eisenhower, folks, has won 4 consecutive ball games in District 5A2.
Good
and
team.
Looks like they might have wrapped up the number 3 spot. Of course, they think number 2 is not too far out of hand, and that will come down to them and Bishop McGinnis.
They have better athletes than McGinnis. The question is, will they have the discipline and the X's and O's to stay with the matchups that McGinnis presents from a schematic standpoint?
Anytime you have the best player on the field, you got a shot.
And you're saying RJ's touches it every play, and he has the ability to throw the ball, too. Yeah, 2 years old.
Final score here in Lawton, Oklahoma. Eisenhower 41, Guthrie 21. Take a timeout, come back with the Terra Insure Group post-game show. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
You step out of the storm shelter and your home has taken a direct hit. You went online and found a policy, but you can't remember who the carrier is. Now, your roof is torn off and your belongings are scattered all over the neighborhood. Where are you going to stay tonight? How do you begin the process of cleaning up? Terra Insure Group is Guthrie's local one-stop shop for all your insurance needs. The agents at TIG all live within this community and will be there after the sale when you need them the most. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by our offices at 2403 South Division across from the Beacon Drive-In.
After this, we bring you more from the stadium as the Terra Insure Group postgame show continues.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282 Interbank. In it for you. Member FDIC.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Terra Insure Group postgame show here in Lawton, Oklahoma. Today's my score of 41-21. This is the Terra Insure Group postgame show alongside Michael Pruitt, Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Casey Porter. I'm Chris Evans. Lawton Eisenhower improves to 4-3. You're Casey Porter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You pointed to me like I needed to remember who I was.
Well, I'm letting our thousands of listeners out there let us know. There are thousands, so we got to be kind of good here tonight. Blue Jays not quite as good on the scoreboard. Again, a 20-point loss here. Blue Jays now have fallen to 2-5 on the season. Must wins coming up against Piedmont, Woodward, and Guyman. We'll talk about that a whole lot more as we continue on here tonight and into the coming weeks. As Lawton Eisenhower, Casey jumped out to a 13-0 lead in the first quarter of this ball game. Guthrie scored to make it a 13-7 ball game, but then it went 21-7, 28-7, 35-7, and wasn't looking good. Guthrie did score twice in a row, make it 35-14, 35-21. Then there were some big plays that went the other way. Eisenhower gets one more touchdown to seal the deal.
Yeah, no doubt, and you felt like the last turning point was the fourth down incompletion when the Blue Jays tried to throw it to Dane Jenkins after the turnover and all those situations. Guthrie had a chance to pull it back within one score. When they didn't get that fourth down, you felt like that was probably the last straw.
Lawton Eisenhower, 444 yards of offense tonight. Guthrie had 255 yards of offense. Guthrie struggled in the passing game tonight, 6 of 24 passing for 91 yards. R.J. Fisher and the Eagles, 16 of 27 passing for 281 yards as well. The bright spot, I think, offensively tonight got to be Gavin Bryson, 24 carries, 106 yards, and a touchdown.
Continues to be a bright spot, yeah. And the bright spot defensively, no doubt, were both Goosebys, but especially Hector. He was phenomenal.
And we'll go right to our FCA player of the game tonight. And
right down there, if I believe he's standing there talking.
Yeah.
Likes to run, and then he stopped a couple of passes. Continued to play with excellent energy, so Hector Gooseby very deserving as the FCA player of the game.
Craig Flake has him as tonight's leading tackler, 5 solo tackles, 5 assist tackles as well. A couple tackles in there for loss as well. So Hector Gooseby is tonight's Fellowship of Christian Athletes player of the game. We'll take a timeout here on the Terra Insure Group post-game show. We'll go over some final stats here. Also look at some scores from around the state of Oklahoma as the Blue Jays lose it here tonight. Final score 41-21. This is the Terra Insure Group post-game show.
Sports, a powerful force in our society. Through sports, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes impacts the young people of our nation. Our ministry offers them faith, integrity, and values in the face of an often confusing world. What we all have in common is our love for Jesus Christ and our desire to share our faith with others. Because as long as there are sports, there will be a Fellowship of Christian Athletes. To learn more, call 1-800-289-0909 or visit fca.org.
Don't go away. More of the Terra Insure Group in a moment.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
41-21, Eisenhower over the Guthrie Blue Jays. Blue Jays fall to 2-5. Haven't said that in a long, long time. Last 3 games very winnable, though, with Piedmont, Woodward, and Guymon. Got to show up and play, though. This is the Terra Insure Group post-game show, and boy, what can you say about my good friends over there, Jason Herzl, Seth Robbins, Dennis Oakes, insuring your world, auto, watercraft, RV insurance, homeowners insurance, landlords insurance, renters insurance. Coming soon, pet insurance.
You know what?
I think I still got earthquake insurance with them as well. We've been pretty good on the earthquake insurance. But TIG, located 2403 South Division. I know. I shouldn't say that out. Give them a phone call, 293-40. Do what I'm doing now. I'm on their website, TIGOE.com. Go through the providers out there. They're not tied down just to one or two.
Nope.
They got a variety of them. They'll plug in the numbers and go through 20 of those insurance carriers and find the best deal for you. I promise you, they will take care of you. Again, 293-4880, or give them a visit across the Beacon Drive-In, 2403 South Division.
Hey, you know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
How spoiled we've been as Blue Jays fans throughout the years.
Absolutely.
This is the emotion. These are the emotions that most programs go through just about every year. I mean, we're pretty spoiled.
Blue Jays have made the playoffs every single year since 2005, and has been that way since 2001. Since 2001, Blue Jays have not qualified the playoffs one time. That was in 2004.
01 did not make the playoffs.
They did. Altus. Hosted first round.
2000, if you remember, we were listening to the game down in the first base bullpen, and Woodward beat Douglas to keep Guthrie out of the playoffs. You remember that game?
I do.
That was very sad. We were able to catch the Woodward broadcast of that. It was a major upset back when Douglas had it rolling, and that was a disappointing deal. But since 2004, is that what you said?
Yeah. Some scores real quick. Class 6A football. Where's my big game here? Tulsa Union now with a 12-point lead over Norman North. The score there is 43-41. Broken Arrow over Edmond Santa Fe in the fourth quarter as well, 52-21. Take our final timeout here on the Terra Insure Group postgame show. Come back. We'll have some few scores around 5A football as Piedmont simply took it to Woodward tonight, 54-9.
Wow.
So
Woodward must have some injuries.
Yeah, and Piedmont got healthy because they were playing pretty bad. So the Blue Jays will have Piedmont next week on senior night. We'll talk about that game and more after this timeout. This is the TIG postgame show.
When it comes to Guthrie Blue Jay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
Final thoughts from the stadium are ahead on the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at TIGOK.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring.
Here on the Terra Insure Group, 41-21. Blue Jays never once had a lead in this ballgame as Eisenhower jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the game's first, a minute 12. Never looked behind on the score after that.
Remember last year's game where Lawton Ike scored and they scored to pull within one?
Yeah.
And then went for two, and it was that crazy deal where the running back was running around for 10 minutes, and it looked like he was going to be sacked for 15 yards, and then it looked like he was going to score, and he came up a yard shy. But if you remember, Guthrie got the lead and then just hung on for dear life. This is a team in Lawton Ike, when you have athletes like they do, you do not allow them to get ahead. Because once they do and they start front running, watch out. It's Katie bar the door, and we saw that this evening.
Carl Albert and Lawton Eisenhower top the district standings with 4-0 records. They will have a showdown, dare I say, next Thursday in Midwest City.
Lawton Ike has the better players, has the better personnel. McGinnis has the overall the belief. They were in the finals a year ago. Great coaching with Justin Jones. I would not be surprised. That's a complete toss-up to me. I have no idea who's going to win that game.
Lawton Ike, McGinnis in 2 weeks. Next week they have Carl Albert, so we'll see how that plays out in 5A2. Some real quick scores final before we get out here in 5A football. Again, Piedmont over Woodward, 54-9. Guyman lost to Bishop McGinnis. Final score there was 62-0. Carl Albert last night, 65-0. Those were your district ball games. Of course, Eisenhower victorious over Guthrie, 41-21. Two other scores to report. Bishop Kelly lost to Skytook tonight, 45-23. And Glenpool, the new kids in 5A, Shawnee leaving the back and forth in 6A. Well, Glenpool in the fourth quarter leads it over Shawnee, 29-20. And also, Dell City tonight defeated Duncan, 35-28.
Dell City's kind of a Lawton Ike type team.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the Lawton Ike of District 5A1.
Yeah,
incredible athletes.
I think Dell City has probably a touch more athletes than Lawton Eisenhower offensively.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I saw Eisenhower play Lawton MacArthur, and they had three receivers that are darn good.
Who?
Dell City.
You saw who play?
Dell City and Lawton MacArthur.
Okay.
So.
And Dell City beat Mac?
Yes.
Yeah, somehow Ike lost to Mac. I don't get that.
It was the first game of the year, I think. So, but anyway, we need to get out of here. A big thanks to Jordan back in our Stillwater studios. We got
no doubt.
We tried to get her out of work by 10 o'clock.
Man, she got us on the air. Everything was going rocking. She did a great job tonight.
We didn't mess it up or anything. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jordan.
And her, she just take it.
So, Jordan, we'll see you Wednesday night for the High School Huddle. Yeah. Our show is from 6 to 7 as we talk high school athletics. Time to get out of here. That is a wrap. Final score for the final time here in Lawton, Oklahoma, Comanche County, on campus of Cameron University, Cameron Stadium.
Game day live at Eskimo Joe's, 11 o'clock in the morning. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
I believe the parade starts at 10, so you can get done with the parade and immediately turn it into 937 and get a little pregame. Homecoming tomorrow.
Happy homecoming to everybody out there in Stillwater. Should be a good one against the Baylor Bears. It's OU Texas weekend.
Hopefully not.
As well. Yeah, of course. Final score here tonight. Lawton Eisenhower 41, Guthrie 21. Eisenhower 4-3 overall. Guthrie falls to 2-5. Our next broadcast will be 1 week from yesterday, Thursday night, inside Gillswood Stadium as the Guthrie Blue Jays play their final game inside Gillswood Stadium for the season as they take on the Piedmont Wildcats, who were big victories over Woodward tonight, 54-9. Blue Jays got to win it next week, a must-win ball game for the Jays. Until then, have a great weekend, and as always, go Blue Jays.
By Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. Interbank, what's going on now at your hometown bank? Radio Network, home of the... You've been listening to Guthrie Blue Jay football on the Guthrie Radio Network, home of the 4-time state champions. Guthrie Blue Jay football 2017 is brought to you by Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. Interbank, what's going on now at your hometown bank? Golden Chick, the original, the best. John is our life's work. Golden Age Nursing Home, making the toughest decisions of your life the easiest choice you've ever made. Eskridge Chevrolet, a name you can trust for over 50 years. Guthrie Blue Jay football is also brought to you by F&M Bank, Merritt Roberts, Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Sonic on Highway 33 and I-35, Guthrie Tag Agency, and Hayes Funeral Home.